No smoke. We do appreciate your cooperation. Hope College Food Service has concession stands open on both sides of the field. The lines are rather short right now. It might be a good time to head over there. Appreciate your patronage. We also have restrooms available here at Smith Stadium on either side of the field.
We've got first game. We've got first game coming up this Saturday. We've got first game coming up this Saturday, and I think people want to know what can we expect from Coach Sturzma coach football team that might be a little bit different from the past.
Well, I don't know how much different it'll be other than that we'll have a different offensive scheme, of course. We're going to be very different from that look and that perspective. We'll be up-tempo and spread. But in our defense, will be very similar in that Mike Ricketts has been here for 16 years, and our defensive guys really buy into our program. And so I think one thing that you'll see is that our guys are going to have a lot of fun. They're going to play hard. And I can guarantee you that. I won't ever guarantee outcomes of what happens, but I will guarantee our guys will play hard and play fast.
Yeah, Coach, you talk about a new offensive scheme. Can you tell us anything about who's going to be running that offensive scheme come week one, or are you not ready to reveal that information yet?
Yeah, Mike Custer's going to be our starting quarterback. I don't mind telling you that. And I think he's going to do a great job when with the running backs that we have, and Chris Lee and Brandon Campbell and Mike McClusick. Those are guys that can get it done for us. And when you have an offensive line that has Mike Steffen leading the way, you're in good shape. That's always going to be the last group that's going to come along, because it's a group that has to gel together. It's a group that's going to, takes more time because of the execution of it. But we're very excited about where we are. And now it's time to play somebody else. Now it's time to put it all out there, and the rubber meets the road on Saturday.
Sure, Coach, you talk about Mike Steffen leading that offensive line. Only one returning starter on the O-line, as far as I know. How's the offensive line looking in the rebuilding process?
When you have two guards in Vanderveen and Fairfield, and our tackles are Kirchhoff and Wrightsma, those guys have stepped up big time. And because it's a new scheme, it was going to be new for everybody.
All right, Coach, one last question. Monmouth coming up, should be a tough opponent coming off an 8-2 season, I believe, last year. What do we have to look forward to in this matchup?
Well, they have a lot of returners on both sides of the ball, 7 on defense, 8 on offense. And so with a trigger puller they have as their quarterback's a 3-year starter. So that's a challenge. They're a team that likes to throw it in short range, openings in zone coverage down the field. They don't like to stretch the field out on offense. Defensively, they're going to sit in the basic 4-3 front, and they're going to come after you. Not blitzing, but they'll just play in a physical way and roll safeties up. And so that's going to be our challenge, is to overcome some of those things. And also when things go good or bad, is how we respond to that. We want to be an even-keel team that plays certainly with high emotion, but within the framework of what we do.
Sure. Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks for taking some time. Good luck this Saturday.
Thanks a lot.
We've got first game coming up this Saturday, and I think people want to know what can we expect from Coach Sturzma, coach football.
Thank you, fans, and junior high band, well done as always.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hope College Holland Community Day. We're here for some Hope College football, 1:30 p.m. kickoff. I'm Blaine Wiersbicki alongside Carly Van Swol. Carly, what can we look forward to seeing this year in a new team coached by a new head coach, Sturzma? What might we see differently on the field this year?
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting year for Hope College football. Sturzma and Sigler, coming from two rival high schools back in Grand Rapids, came to Hope to try to transform their football program. They're going to try out a new offense implemented by Sigler, the spread no-huddle offense, which is completely different than the I power formation that they did last year. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Hope's offense can spread out that defense and try to make big plays with that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see what kind of difference and impact that can make. Hope only has one returning starter on the offensive line, but I spoke with one of the offensive line coaches earlier this week and told me their line's looking better at this point this year than they did last year, so we'll see how that goes. They'll look to try and establish the ground game first. Monmouth, one of the better defensive lines you'll see in the country at the D3 level, so look for that battle up front to determine today's game. A new starting quarterback for the Dutch as well, and Mike Custer, the senior, making his first start. And here come the Dutchmen out onto the field, poised and ready in their new uniforms, sporting the orange helmets this year rather than the blue. They're excited and ready to go. The opponent today, Monmouth, from Illinois in the Midwest Conference. Is the fifth time Hope and Monmouth have played each other. The series is tied at 2 wins apiece. Last year, Monmouth topped the Dutchmen 31-19, so the Dutchmen looking for some revenge in Week 1. A team that won just 2 football games last year, looking to get things started off on the right foot. It's Community Day here at Hope. They're starting to pack the house as you're seeing a lot more orange start to pile into the yard here. Look for a great home field atmosphere. Monmouth in the all-white unis on the other side. A long drive up here to Hope for the first game should be in store for a great battle. Captain's out on the field now, ready for the coin toss. And looks like a decision has been made to start off the first football game of the Hope College season. The announcement is that Hope has won and will receive. It looks like they're going to start off with the football this afternoon. We're going to get a look at that no-huddle spread right off the bat. I'm excited to see how the new offense looks out on the field.
Yeah, it'll be a good test for Hope's offense this year, as this is the first game that they're implementing it, and how it'll be interesting to see how Monmouth's defense, trying to recover from last year, how they only saw the power I formation, so they're just going off film and trying to do what they can to be ready for that. But their coach said earlier that they're more than excited and they're ready to move on the fly with this new spread offense.
Yeah, I mentioned the first game starting for Mike Custer, the quarterback out of Zeeland East High School. It means it'll be his first start since he played high school football, first start in college as a senior. And we'll see how he looks to get the offense started. And, of course, they're going to try and establish the game on the ground as well. Chris Lee is back this year again, the junior tailback, stands at 5'11", 210 pounds. A runner that we saw last year can really show some speed, make some moves, but also not afraid to lower the shoulder on the ground. Really a versatile back. Kick return coming up. Chris Lee just mentioned he will be deep to return the kickoff for the Dutchmen here. He's the last one back. They got one man back, 2 in front. And the kickoff team ready for Monmouth on the other side. Joey Beal, freshman kicker, first time out for Monmouth and ready for his first collegiate game here. He's getting himself set up. And a little different than usual, the left-footed kicker here, number 33, Joey Beal, ready to get things started. Chris Lee back deep. Crowd starting to make some noise here in Holland. And with this kick, the 2016 college football season is underway here at Hope. Lee returns it, a little bit of a bobble near the goal line. Now finally takes it out. Not much of a lane. And the slow start is going to make it a pretty tough return for Chris Lee and the Dutchmen. They'll start off on about the 17-yard line or so from the looks of things. And that's where the season will begin for the Hope College offense.
Well, they got to make it a long way down the field, but I think this is a good start to see how that spread offense is really going to be put into play.
And here comes the offense out onto the field. Curtis Slank starting at wide receiver. Look for freshman Cooper Cicchini to come into the ball game as well at the wide receiver position. They've got 2 split out to the right, 1 to the left. Bringing a man in motion at Slank, but they hand it off up the middle instead, and Lee gets a decent pickup on first down, about 5 yards. A lot of men in motion there, and they go with the handoff right up the middle in the end. Lining up quickly. Here's that no-huddle spread. 2 receivers to either side. Some movement up front on the Monmouth line. They look to set up the screen. It wasn't there originally. Finally gets it off to Lee and maybe picked up a yard, but some penetration from the defensive line did not allow that play to develop very well. So now the Dutchmen find themselves in a third down in about 4 yards. Waiting to get the play in here. Cooper Caccini up on the left side. Slank out to the right on the slot position. Man comes in motion across. Custer hands it off. Lee looks for a hole, but he's tackled right in the middle of the field. Matt Barnes, the senior linebacker from Colfax, comes up and makes the play. Dutchmen are going to have to punt it away. First possession of the year is a 3-and-out. Tried going to the air once on the screen, but on the ground twice. Weren't able to find much after the first play. And 4th and about 2, too deep in your own territory to go for it here.
Yeah, Monmouth was not fazed by that spread offense, and they came in hard, and their defense really clogged up the middle when Hope tried to run.
Darren Ford, the punter, back and ready. Almost had that one blocked. Quickly coming through was McCabe Smith, and a fair catch coming in on the return. So it looks like that's where the Scots will start off their offensive season, from about the 37-yard line, and they'll get things going near the right hash. So we'll check out the Hope defense for the first time this year. In the all-white uniforms coming out onto the field, they've got 2 wide out to the left, 1 to the right, 2 running backs in the backfield. No tight ends in here for the Scots. They send a running back in motion. They're going to send the screen out to that back out to the left side, a little bit of space, and making a man miss, breaks a tackle, and ends up picking up a nice pickup. And Andy Lucas coming in, making the tackle there for the Dutchmen. DeAndre Wright with the reception, running back for the Scots. And both teams going to look to hurry up and expect to see a lot of plays in this game. Got a wing to the right as well as 2 wide receivers and a running back. Everything off to the right here, and they'll roll and look that way. Short stutter, and he's lost, and wide open reception for Brock Toms. Griffin Weigel over on the play, as well as Aaron O'Mara. That's enough for a first down for the Scots. And right there, Kamani Dooley in coverage just dropped back and went with the inside man. And wide receiver was wide open to pick up a nice first down yardage. This one's going to go for no gain here on the first down carry up the middle. And Monmouth is going to have a 2nd and 10. Going to get some subs in here.
Monmouth slowly but surely making their way down the field, getting those plays, getting those people open.
Trent Raines in at tailback right now for the Scots. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 out to the left. They're going to hand it off to Raines. Right up the middle, he's got quite a big hole. He ends up getting a nice 2nd down pickup. About 3 yards shy here. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Scots, who are now past midfield. We'll see if the Scots can move the chains again here. 3rd down and short. They're still spreading the field with trips out to the left. Tanner Matlick in the shotgun, running back to his left, trying to draw the defensive line off with a hard count. Now a look to the sideline to get the play in. Matlick making the call, making sure his receiver knows the play. And the clock's down to 5 seconds. Got to get the snap off here. They do get it in time. Quick pass off to the right. Same receiver. Looks like he's going to have the yards for the first down. No doubt about that. Kurt Gibson over there on the coverage. Brock Toms with the catch, and he's got 2 receptions now and a couple first down pickups for the Scots, who continue to move the football. Same thing they've done twice in a row to get first downs. They just run him out on a little comeback. He's on an island there is Kurt Gibson, one-on-one. Pretty tough to make that coverage. Scots keep on moving down to the 39 of the Dutchmen. Matlick in the gun again. Fakes the handoff, looking for the slant right up the middle. It's wide open. Gibson tried to jar the football out. But a nice job by Toms to hold on to the football. He's the favorite target right now. They've got to change something up in that defensive backfield for the Dutchmen. Right now it's Gibson on an island, and he just can't play out there with that much space. One-on-one, you can't expect a guy to make a play every time.
Yeah, he's doing the best he can, but those Monmouth wide receivers are just really finding those open spots and really finding the lanes.
Out wide, now 2 to the left and 1 out to the right. Tight end in the football game on the left side for the Scots. Malik takes the snap, hands it right up the middle. Carey going to pick up some decent yardage for Trent Raines. Second down coming here, and about 4 yards for the Scots. Zach Telfor in on the tackle. Approaching the 10-minute mark here now in the first quarter. Scots methodically moving down the football field right now. Dutchmen need a big play, come up with an answer here. Seems like whatever the Scots throw at them, they're able to get some yardage on the ground and in the short passing game. Stacked receivers to the left. Hope looking to bring someone up to the line, get some pressure going. Handoff up the middle again. Tackle made, but another pickup for Trent Raines, and it looks like he might be just shy of the first down. Aaron O'Mara in there for the tackle for the Dutchmen. And it looks like it will be third down, very short here. And Matlick still in the shotgun. We'll see if he tries to take it right up the middle himself. He's going to go for the pass here on the third and short play. Up the middle, he's got a man open, but it's dropped. And that would have been a first down out wide. Hoekstra couldn't come up with that one. Zach Hoekstra, the starting tight end, at 6'4", 235 pounds, certainly has the size out there to be a blocking tight end. Just couldn't quite hang on to the pass there. Fourth and very short. Got to imagine the Scots would try and go for it here. They've got about a half a yard to go. Here comes the huddle. Let's see if they come right out of the huddle and run into a quick QB sneak, or if Matlick sits back into the shotgun. He will go into the shotgun again. Now he's up in front of the pistol. He's got a halfback behind him. He does go for the sneak, and it looks like he's going to have plenty of room to pick up the first down. And sure enough, it was Matlick with the QB sneak. Just not enough drive on the front line for Hope to come up with a stop there. Scots are going to keep moving in the red zone here with a first down on the 15-yard line.
Like you said earlier, the Scots have used their pass defense and their running game, and every time they just really clinch that first down.
And now in the pistol, fullback to the right, halfback. Trent Raines behind. He's going to give it to Raines up the middle. He's got some room to run, dives forward, a decent pickup, and really the Scots have been able to get whatever they want running the ball up the middle of the field so far this game. We're going to get a timeout here. The Dutchmen are going to try and shore things up on defense, try and come up with a goal line stand, because right now they're facing a second down and 4 from inside the 10-yard line. And under 9 minutes to play, the Scots moving the ball well down the field. Doesn't look like Hope has much they can do at this point.
No, Hope's defense has definitely started off slow, and Monmouth just keeps coming at them with more power and more force. And Hope's line and just their tight ends don't really seem to know what to do with it.
Trent Raines with 5 carries for 22 yards already. That's 4.4 yards per carry, so really getting whatever they want up the middle. And Matlick 4 for 5 as well. They're getting him some short, completable passes. So high percentage, moving the offense very well from the shotgun. Matlick and the Scots offense. We'll see what the Hope defense is going to come up with here out of the timeout. Try and come up with a big stop. Be second and about, call it 4 yards or so. Scots just inside of the 9-yard line. Bringing the offense back out onto the field. And see if the Hope defense can get the bend but don't break mentality going here. A couple wide receivers out to the left. Matlick back in the pistol again. Fullback to his right and a halfback behind him. That's Trent Raines. Raines has been get what he wants. They're going to go to him on the ground again. Tries to bounce it outside. Big stick coming up on the outside. A huge play from Kanani Dooley coming up and making the play. Raines tried to bounce that one out, but no room. He'd been getting what he wanted in the middle, and finally they shorted up. I think somebody in that timeout gave their linebackers a talking to, and their defensive line got a little bit more penetration there. Great defensive stop there by the Dutchmen. Third down now and 4 from the 9-yard line for the Scots. Matlick in the shotgun to his left. Trent Raines tried jumping, getting the defense to jump off sides there. They stay home, so now Matlick looking to the sideline to pick up the play. And they've got spread 2 wide receivers to each side. Matlick's going to hand it off up the middle. Defense was there originally, and they make the stop. First man into the backfield. Zach Telfor ended up coming with the tackle. Ian Gorgensen was in there initially to make Rains change his course and ran into the teeth of that Hope defense. So we're going to see a field goal try coming up here on 4th and 4 for the Scots. So Joey Beal, the freshman kicker, coming out to try his first collegiate field goal. This kick is going to be from the 16-yard line, so about a 26-yard field goal on the right hash. We'll see if the lefty can just punch it straight through. Snap is good. Hold is down, and he's just going to punch this one through right down the middle, and didn't need much distance, so he just made sure he kicked it straight enough. And that'll do it for the first points of the season. The Scots take a 3-0 lead over the Dutchmen. And a nice job making adjustments after the timeout for the Hope defense. And at first, the Scots team getting anything they wanted on the ground. Hope really shored things up in the middle and shut them down at the goal line. 3-0 lead for the Scots. The Dutchmen get the football back after a 3-and-out. We'll see if they can get something going the second time around.
Yeah, it's been a good start from Monmouth on their defense, doing that 3-and-out, really stopping Hope's offense, and coming back out here to try that again and just getting down the field on offense, using all their assets that they have to score some points.
So the return team back out. Chris Lee deep. Last time had some trouble handling the kickoff. We'll see if he can field it cleanly, try and come up with a solid return this time around. Mike Custer looking to get his offense back on the field. Custer 1 for 1 in his passing attempts, but just a short screen that didn't go anywhere. Lee picked up 7 yards on the ground in 2 carries, but it wasn't enough for the Dutchman, who had to go 3-and-out. 7:24 left now in the first quarter. 3-0 lead for the Scots, kicking it deep. This one's going close to being out of bounds. Lee's got to be careful catching it. Slips on the turf a bit, but now takes it out. A little bit of a seam, tries to get up the sideline. He's just going to bowl his way forward past the 20-yard line. Pretty good special teams so far for the Monmouth Scots. Well, Chris Lee in a tough spot. Ball kicked into the corner. Nice execution there by the freshman kicker, Joey Beal, for the Scots. And they've really kept Hope from being able to get any big returns. 7:18 left now in the first quarter. And here come the Dutchmen, 2 wide to each side. Custer in the shotgun with his halfback to his left. Custer trying to get that defensive line to jump off sides. A little bit of movement. They're going to get a change here. Chris Lee is in the backfield. Cooper Cicchini off to the far left here, the wide receiver position closest to us. Here's the snap. Custer looking to his left. Now steps up in the pocket. He's got some room to run. He's going to fall forward and pick up a decent carry on first down. Custer didn't see anything right away, looking to his left. And it's going to be second down and about 6 yards for the Dutchman. Back out into the offensive formation. 2 to the right, 1 left. Custer wants to snap quick and hand it off and fake the sweep. Chris Lee's going to try and get inside. He gets picked up and dropped. It's going to be no pickup and some late pushing and shoving going down over on the far side of the field. And it'll be a third down for the Dutchman here. No pickup on second. It's going to make it 3rd and 6. McCabe Smith came over there and made the play. Defensive back on the far side, number 21. Now Hope with 2 bunched tight to the right, 2 wide to the left. Custer trying to get that snap quickly. Running back stays in the block. Now Custer forced out of the pocket, moves that way. Now he's going to throw it up. He's got a receiver, and the catch is made. That's going to be enough for a first down. Nice toss over to the left side, and a great pickup for the Dutchman. Custer scrambled out and finally found the open space to make his play, and they're going to hustle up the line, try and keep things going.
I think that's the type of offense that Sigler wants to see in this type of setup.
Handoff out to the left side there. Nothing doing. That was McClusick on the reception, by the way. Kyle Schultz came in, helping to make the tackle for the Scots on that play. So a long second down here for the Dutchman. So Custer on the season, 2 for 2 so far. Big pickup there as he scrambled out of the pocket, put enough touch on it to find his man. Custer takes a snap, looks to his right. Goes for a quick pass, now drops out, throws up the middle. That's in and out of the hands of his intended target there. Jacob Kozlowski, the converted basketball player, turned football player, couldn't quite hang on to the pass, was a bit low, but Custer under pressure there, trying to find what he could. mentioned before the game, this is a defensive line that knows how to put pressure on an offense for Monmouth, and so far they've shown that. Custer has been under duress, but he's handled it well so far for the first year starting for the senior quarterback. 3rd and 10 here. Custer steps back. He has pressure, gets the pass off, and stuck right away. That's Cooper Caccini. He's the freshman out of Hudsonville High School, and I got to call him playing basketball last year, and as a freshman getting the starting job here, picks up a nice yardage on 3rd down, but not enough to pick up the first. Hope will have to come on to punt. With Cicchini, I'm told he runs very good routes, which is a big part of the reason he's able to get a starting job as a freshman. Hope with this new offense need a lot more wide receivers. He gets himself some playing time right off the bat. Not quite enough, though, and a good stop for Monmouth. Hope's going to have to punt this one away. Darren Ford back deep to punt. Ford, end-over-end kick, dropped it down. Fair catch faked, and that one's going to roll towards the end zone. Hope not going to be able to hustle back, and this is going to be a touchback. And that's a nice job by the deep return man for Monmouth. Hope could have easily gotten down to stop it, but they waited on the fair catch and saw the ball roll down to the end zone. So still a 3-0 lead for Monmouth here. 4:36 left in the first quarter.
Hope's defense is going to have to make those adjustments that they made in the end of the last possession to try to stop Monmouth's offense and give their offense another chance to score.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Monmouth took off a lot of clock in this first quarter with the football. Hope able to hold them to just a field goal. We'll see if they make those same kinds of adjustments. Matlick back in the shotgun. Hands it off, coming over to the right side. Hope defense swarming. Kirk Gibson came in and helped to make the tackle. And Monmouth now with a 2nd down at about 6 yards. Matlick getting his troops back up to the line right away. 2nd down snap, turns, fakes the handoff, looking over. Nice catch over on the right side. Yancey Williams with the snag. He's going to have enough for a 1st down. Matlick comfortable in the pocket right now, finding his open receivers. Nice route running, certainly from the Scots of Monmouth. And should be enough to move the chains. Finally, the chain gang does get moving forward.
Yeah, you can see the poise of the 4-year starter from the Scots, not phased by anything, taking his time and not really worrying about Hope's defense at this point, just making the plays that he needs to make.
So now a 1st and 10. Here comes a man in motion. They're going to hand it off with a jet sweep out to the right side. Got some room, and Kamani Dooley finally coming over to make the stop. And on the sweep, picking up a nice pickup, about 6 yards or so. Jim Aarons, number 14 for Monmouth, getting the carry. Now Matlick back up the line, 2nd down and a short 5 here for the Scots. Matlick looking off to left for the slant to the wide man. He gets it, and that's another reception. Mason Rosado ends up coming up with the tackle. Brock Toms comes up with another reception there. He's the leading receiver for the Scots so far today. Matlick gets the handoff, gives it to Wright up the middle. Wright has plenty of room, and he's going to have about 9 yards or so here, maybe close to a 1st down. Looks like they're going to give a pretty generous spot, and perhaps just a half a yard shy. So it'll be 2nd down and very short. The Scots already on the line, ready to go. They've got 3 wide receivers split to the left, 1 out to the right. Wright still in the backfield. Matlick in the shotgun. Looks off to the left here. Going to run it up the middle. Pressure's there right away for Hope. They can't make the initial tackle. So Matlick's going to be able to pick up a 1st down. A couple Hope defenders looked like they had the quarterback wrapped up. Finally, Ian Gorgonson ends up coming up with the play. But falling forward for the 1st down, Matlick getting the job done. Could have been a big play for a loss there. Could have forced a 3rd down for the Dutchman. Seemed like nobody could come up with the tackle. Defensive line got some great pressure right there. So 1st and 10 now on the 42-yard line of the Dutchman. Matlick in the gun. Fakes the handoff. He's looking deep. And he's going to overthrow the receiver here. No chance for Brock Toms on that play. And ball's on the money. That could have been a touchdown. Looked like he was making a beat. And looked like he probably would have beaten Mason Rosado on that play. Under 2 minutes to play now in the first quarter. Monmouth looking to increase their lead, up 3-0 on the Dutchmen so far.
And Monmouth using the versatility of their offense. The wide receivers have the speed and they have the brains to be able to find the right route to run and find the open space.
Two receivers out to the left. Full house backfield in the pistol right now for Matlick. Now he's going to send his man in motion out wide. And that's a great play as they've got it up to their halfback up the middle. Here goes Raines, a nice gain all the way down to the 20-yard line. And that's a huge play right there as Matlick sent his man in motion, made it look like the belly screen, got the Hope defense thinking, got them moving off to their right, and then they hand it off instead the other way. And a big gain right there for the Scots. Already ready to go. Handed up for Raines again in the middle. He takes a carry for maybe a yard or so. Down at the 20-yard line. It'll be second and long. Griffin Weigel in there to help with the tackle. So right now the Scots working every facet of their offense. And Hope defense, once again, they got a team down in the red zone. We'll see if they can try and hold them off. Right to the right side of Matlick in the gun. Man in motion up to the left side of the line. They give it to Wright, who runs there. He's got plenty of space to run. He finally gets tripped up by Kirk Gibson all the way down to the 10-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down and goal for the Scots. Monmouth going to keep moving here. That Hope defense forced to work quickly. They've got man coverage on either side. Wright up the middle and plenty of room. Wright's going to have a touchdown standing up. Hope had 9 men in the middle of the field in the box. Still couldn't stop the run. Right now getting dominated at the line of scrimmage. That's a 9-0 lead for the Scots. And an extra point upcoming.
Yeah, Monmouth's offense really trying to keep Hope's defense on their toes, and Hope just seems to be half a step behind that speed with that no huddle, and they just can't seem to recover from it.
So Trent Raines and DeAndre Wright, great duo in the backfield so far. DeAndre Wright with the touchdown run there. Raines with 44 yards on 9 carries, averaging almost 5 yards a carry. DeAndre Wright averaging 8 yards a carry, and he's got that touchdown right there, 32 yards on just 4 carries. Snap's good, and the PAT is good as well. Joey Beal, the freshman, knocks it through, and it's a 10-0 lead in the first quarter for Monmouth over the Dutchmen. 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Pretty packed house here on the home stands. No room here. Students up on the grass all the way around as well. And people ready for some Hope Football and Community Day, but hoping for a win so far. Not looking good, down 10-0, but plenty of football left to be played, no doubt about that. Hope's got to get the offense going. Really haven't seen a whole lot from Mike Custer and the offense. He's 3 of 4 passing, and the one significant pass that got the first down. Other than that, it's been a lot of short gains and a lot of scrambling. And right now, Monmouth's just winning the battle in the trenches. We talked about that before the football game being the key factor. Defensive line causing all sorts of trouble for Mike Custer in his first collegiate start. And the offensive line for Monmouth really dominating in the trenches as well, getting whatever they want in the ground games, really opening up the passing game as well. So the versatile offense for Monmouth effective so far. Chris Lee deep to return again here. He's been held inside the 25 in both returns. And Beal going to kick it deep. This one's spiraling. This one's definitely going to go out of bounds, and that's going to be the best starting field position for the Dutchmen so far. Freshman kicker's done a nice job pinning the Dutchman in that right corner the first 2 kicks, but this time couldn't keep it in bounds. So the Dutchman going to be ready to go, starting off this first drive from the 35-yard line.
Monmouth's defense has done a really good job thus far of clogging up that middle and really stopping Hope's running in and forcing them to throw and just really stopping them on big plays that need to be stopped.
Chris Lee just 7 yards on 3 carries. And back in here, he gets the handoff, going to the right side. He's got a lead blocker. He follows him. He'll pick up about 3 yards. We've got a flag coming in from behind here. The back judge throwing in the flag. Thomas Lesniewski coming up with the stop there, the defensive end. And whenever that back judge is coming in, you wonder if it's going to be either holding or maybe an illegal block of some sort. Call coming in now. And it is a chop block on Hope. Lead blocker had someone engage and someone went in below the knees.
From the previous spot, it remains first down.
So it's going to be still first down for the Dutchmen, but they're going to be backed up quite a ways, all the way to the 20-yard line, so not a good start for the Dutchmen. Now it's 1st and 25. Team that's having enough trouble moving the football. They're going to have to come up with some good first down yardage here, otherwise they'll be in a pretty deep hole.
Yeah, Hope really going to have to recover after that penalty. They had good field position at the beginning, but now they really got to recover and make a big play to get back to where they were.
Custer hands it off to Lee. Looks like the same play, and there's nothing doing up front. Lee pushing his way forward just to pick up 3 yards. That's all they're going to get. So now up to 22. Still a long way to go. Dutchmen need to pick up more than 20 yards in a couple plays here, or they'll be giving it right back. Probably going to be the last play of the quarter here unless the Dutchmen hustle up to the line to get one more. They'd like that quarter break for a nice third down play call. Custer under pressure but evades it. Now he runs out wide. He's got nobody, and he's finally going to be brought down deep in the backfield, and it's going to be 3rd and forever for the Dutchmen. And this clock's going to wind down, and that'll do it here for the first quarter. Monmouth Scots 10, Hope College Flying Dutchman 0. Not a good start for the Dutchman faithful and Coach Stursma's first game. Plenty of football left to be played. The offense doesn't have a lot going on right now. They'll have a 3rd down, and it looks like about 27 yards to try and start up the quarter.
Monmouth really showing how great of just a football program they are, not knowing how this Hope spread offense was going to go, and they just really came in and attacked it, allowing Hope 0 points in this first quarter, and just really clogging up the middle, being good on coverage for the wide receivers. They just have not been fazed by this new offense that they haven't seen from the Dutchmen yet.
Tanner Matlick 6 for 8 for the Scots, 49 yards. Custer 3 for 4 as well, just 25 yards. Had trouble finding open receivers a lot of the time. A lot of pressure in his face. He really dealt with that pressure quite well. Chris Lee just 9 yards on 4 carries. Tough to get anything going on the other side. Trent Raines and DeAndre Wright have been getting mostly whatever they want.
Hope College is honoring a wounded warrior every home game this season, and today's special guest is Navy Hospital Corpsman 2nd Class Aaron Mitchell of Grand Rapids. He received a Purple Heart for his service treating Marines in Afghanistan from 2009 and 2010 during a 7th-month tour. He was shot in the leg during an enemy ambush, and it's just a really cool thing that Hope's doing this year, and we really want to honor and thank those who are fighting for our country and keep us safe on a daily basis.
Always great to see that kind of a tribute. Back on the field now, 3rd and forever. Hope's just going to hand it off right up the middle, and they had a huge hole and one man to beat. They could have had the first down. DJ Frank came up and just able to make the stop. Hope trying to throw Monmouth for a loop there on 3rd and forever, trying to keep the ball on the ground.
And that's the type of offensive explosion that Hope needs to keep using and continue to have that type of energy to force those plays and get those yards.
Brandon Campbell with the carry there. Darren Ford back on a punt, almost blocked again. Monmouth really been getting some good pressure. Chance to return here. This one's muffed. Dutchmen are on the football. It's going to be Hope College football on the Monmouth 33-yard line. A huge turn of events, and that's just the break that the Dutchmen needed, as that one could not be returned. So the Monmouth defense back out onto the field. And a chance for the Hope offense. Try and get things going once again. See if Hope can take advantage of a mistake here. See if they try and take a shot right off the bat. Instead, they hand it off. And really nothing doing. Campbell trying to drag the whole Monmouth team with him, but nowhere to go. Ended up running about 35 yards to pick up about a half a yard, maybe, on the carry. Thomas Wisniewski on the tackle. So Hope gets the big turnover and keeps it on the ground. Nothing doing. Really, the offense just not showing a lot of fortitude up front right now. The line being dominated in the trenches. Read option this time. Custer going to keep it. He's got a hole. Chance to pick up some decent yards, and he's going to get close to a first down, maybe just a half a yard shy. But a nice job and a great read there by Custer. And Ryan Dahm came up with the stop there on defense. Defensive end crash on that left side, and Custer able to make the right read and make the play.
Yeah, that was a good run by Custer, keeping his head up and find that open lane.
Custer back in the pistol. Got to imagine they'll hand it off on third and very short. This one going to be Campbell running over a man, and he's going to get through and pick up the first down. Boy, that's not a guy I want to get in the way of. Kyle Schultz ends up making the play. But tell you what, Campbell's a guy that's got some size, and he's got the ability to run a man over. And there, just enough to pick up the first down. First and 10 now just outside of the red zone for the Dutchman. Custer is going to give it up the middle this time. Bouncing out again, but nothing doing right there. Maybe a pickup of one. DJ Frank in there to make the stop. So down onto the 20-yard line. Second down and 9 coming up here for the Dutchman. Chris Lee back into the football game. He'll be in at tailback. Custer back in the gun. Two wide receivers out to the left. Slank alone out to the right. Send the wing out in motion. Custer looks out that way. Nothing doing. Flushed out of the pocket. Now going back to his right. He's just going to throw this one away. This one incomplete, out of bounds, and Custer needs to make sure he's outside the tackle box there when he's getting rid of that football, not really near any receivers. Got it out of bounds past the line of scrimmage. And now it's going to be third down and long. Dutchmen do not want to foil this opportunity they've been given off the muff punt on the 20-yard line. 3rd and 9 here. Be a long field goal for Ford at this point. You'd like to at least try and get him some yardage. Lee up the middle. He picks up a couple yards, gets down to the 17, and it'll be about a 34-yard field goal or so from here. They're in the middle of the field. And let's see if they're going to give Ford the chance. Here they come out onto the field. Jared Ford is going to line it up. And interesting that on 3rd and 9, Hope just tried to run it right up the middle again and not going to the air on that 3rd and long. And this is going to set up a field goal of about 34 and a half. Might as well call it 35 yards here for Darren Ford. Ford, the junior. Snaps good. Plenty of distance and right down the middle. Darren Ford boots the 35-yard field goal in the first points of the season for the Hope College Flying Dutchmen, who trail now by just one touchdown. The score is 10-3. Great boot there from Darren Ford. That one would have been good from about 50. He had that one over the top of the uprights. Ford, the junior, plenty of experience now in his 3rd year of kicking, and made that one look easy.
Yeah, that was a good kick by Ford and good first points for Hope. Looking at the stats, it's Hope has done a really good job in this second quarter, but in the first quarter, Monmouth had 10 first downs and Hope just had 0, so it's really showing the force that just Monmouth's had on both offense and defense, getting those first downs and stopping Hope from getting those first downs.
So Hope cuts the deficit to just one touchdown. Ford back over to the 35 to get things kicked off. And back for the return. Monmouth looking to get things going. Ford in the huddle, looking to break it, getting his team ready. Back deep for the Scots. Austin Ray on the left. Jim Aarons on the right side. Ford's going to kick it deep to the right. Aarons in his own end zone. He's going to be told to take a knee, but he left. That's going to be a safety. He was clearly out of the end zone, and he did take a knee. His knee was on the ground in the end zone. That has to be a safety. Sturzma's furious. What's the call there? He left the end zone, came back in the end zone, and took a knee. There's no doubt that should be a safety. They let him take it out of the end zone. Let's see what the call is going to be. And they're going to say he took a knee out of the end zone, and that's absolutely absurd. There's no doubt that he was in the end zone. I don't know if we can get a replay look over here. And the Scots are very fortunate they did not just give up 2 points. He left the end zone, went back, and very clearly took a knee in the end zone. Can't understand how this isn't going to be a safety. Coach Sturzma rightfully upset. Let's see if the defense can get in, make a play, and force one anyways. I guess I just still can't understand what the call is there. Clearly left the end zone, clearly went back and took a knee in the end zone, but nonetheless, Monmouth going to start inside the 1 yard line. They're going to get a QB sneak to try and just gain some yards and bowling forward and picking up some good yardage up to the 4. Monmouth getting a little bit of breathing room.
Monmouth's line has just really been a huge asset for both their defense and offense, but especially in their offensive running game, just pushing through Hope's defensive line and just really getting those needed yards that they need for their offense.
Tanner Matlick on the sideline right now. It's Hayden Nelson, the backup quarterback in the football game for the Scots. Get the ball out to the 3 yard line there. Second down and about 7. They're just going to run out to the right side. He's going to cut back to the middle. He'll pick up about a yard to the 5, but that's it. So 3rd and long coming here. Could be a big play for the Dutchman. O'Mara in on the tackle. 3rd down and 6. And a big play here could force a punt from Monmouth's end zone. And a chance here to get good field position to start the drive before the half. They're going to have to come up with a stop. 3rd and long 5, short 6 here. Monmouth looking out to the right. Up the middle, wide receiver is open, and that's going to be plenty enough for the first down. Jacob Pardonnet ends up coming up with the play. Alec Dutko was wide open, though. And a tough break for the Dutchman there, who had their opponent pinned deep. And just like that, Monmouth on the other side of the 30-yard line. Receiver open on that play. Dooley overruns, can't make the play, and that's going to be enough for another first down. Here comes Monmouth. Aaron O'Mara finally came over and made the play.
Time and time again, Monmouth's offense have been able to make those big plays to get those yards.
Hope defense looking confused in the secondary. This one's tipped in the air. Could have been a big play opportunity, but a nice job getting in the backfield and tipping the ball. Brandon Ellsworth coming up with the play there. 2nd down and 10 now. Still Hayden Nelson into the game. Interesting to see the backup quarterback in. We were told that might happen. Letting a couple guys play here first game. Matlick's a senior, and he's played all 4 years. Hayden Nelson, the sophomore, in right now. 2 wide receivers split to the right, 1 to the left. They're going to hand it off to Trent Raines out on the right side. He's going to get a nice pickup pretty close to a first down here. Looks like they might mark him just short. Got to imagine it's going to be a 3rd down and about a foot or so here. Jacob Pardonnet coming up with the stop again. They're going to try and run it very quickly to pick up the first down here. 3rd and about a foot. Hope defense almost not ready. You wonder if you're going to get a procedure penalty. See if maybe Monmouth wasn't ready either. And that's going to be 5 yards backing up on the wrong side of midfield for Monmouth. So now 3rd down and 6 rather than a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, a big help for Hope's defense. To make a stop, they force the punt. It could really be a game changer to get Hope's offense back out there.
Hayden Nelson in the gun. Trent Raines to his right. Trips to the left, 1 up top to the right. Snap. Hayden Nelson looks to his right. Pressure coming. He's going to take it up himself, and the tackle is going to leave him just short of the first down, 2 yards or so short. And Monmouth on the other side of midfield. We'll see if they get aggressive to try and go for it. Got to imagine most teams would punt at this point, but it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field for now. They're going to try and pick this one up. 4th and 2, big play here. Hope football team trying to get the crowd into this game. 4th and 2 here for Monmouth. Hayden Nelson in the gun. Raines is halfback to his left. Trips down to the left as well. In the gun. Here's the snap. Looks to his left. Quick pass. That one's hung on to. And plenty enough for the first down. And the tackle is made by Andy Lucas. But the short passing game is just easy money for Monmouth right now. A big part of that's the running game. Dominating up front forcing Hope to try and pack the middle in a bit. They got man coverage all over the field, and right now the short routes are just easy money making the connection. 1st and 10 snap. Nelson takes it. O'Mara's right at the middle. Couldn't make the tackle, but forced him off track and eventually allowing his teammate to come in and make the play. Like Brandon Ellsworth was in on the play. O'Mara, the first man there, as I mentioned. 1 yard pickup, 2nd and 9. Back in the gun, Nelson. Hands it off to Raines, and a nice play. Kamani Dooley coming in. Looked like he was cutting down a tree with that play down at the legs. And really making up some ground very quickly to make the stop. Now it'll be 3rd down and 5. And it seems like it's 3rd down just about every time. And Monmouth's able to pick it up. We'll see if Hope defense can pick something up here. Look for them to go to the air on a short pass play. Got to hustle to get off the field here for one Hope defender. And they try to draw that defensive line offside. Hayden Nelson now looks off to the right to pick up a play. Trent Raines, the halfback, to his right, now switches over to the left. 2 wide receivers each side for the Scots. 3rd and 5 snap. Looks into his right again. This time not there initially, and now open. And Dooley makes the tackle, but that's going to be plenty for a 1st down. And right now, Hope defensive backs just helpless against this passing offense. The Scots running some very great routes. And Brock Toms, their leading receiver, showing why he does have the most yards of any of their receivers. Running some great comeback routes and some great curls today. Just picking up that mid-range passing game. Handoff up the middle now to Raines, and he breaks through 2 missed tackles, and he's going to score a touchdown right up the middle. And looked like Hope was going to stuff him at the line. 2 missed tackles, and just not enough there. And Monmouth spreading out this Hope football team way too much. Defense doesn't have an answer at this point. It's a 16-3 lead right now. And Joey Beal coming out onto the field for the extra point here.
Monmouth's offense has just been so dangerous. Hope has to be prepared for the line to just push through those runners and those short routes that they've been running so well with their wide receivers. Hope just has to be ready to cover everything, and they've really seemed to struggle with that.
Extra point is up, and it is through 17-3. The lead now for the Monmouth Scots over the Hope College Flying Dutchmen. Here on Community Day, the crowd pretty silent now as they find their team down by 2 touchdowns.
Sigler pumping his team up to try to get the offense to light the spark that they need to get those yards and score those points to get back into this game.
Yeah, the Hope team looking a little bit demoralized there, the defense. And right now you just need somebody to step up and be a leader. And just got to get a charge into this team. And they're tired with that offense moving quickly. Very understandable that this defense is tired. And Monmouth is just running these long, methodical drives. And it's easy to get gassed out there. And it's tough to keep up with those receivers and man-to-man coverage. And Monmouth just showing right now why they were an 8-2 football team last year. They've got a lot of guys coming back, including a starting quarterback and a lot of receivers who are comfortable in the passing game. The offensive line doing their job up front as well.
Yeah, they're really showing off the veteran talent that they have and using it so well.
Beal ready for the kickoff. Wynn tips that one over, though. 7 minutes, 1 second remaining in this first half. 2 touchdown deficit for the Dutchmen. And really, Monmouth has been dominating this football game, but Hope can come up with a score here. They're right back into it. Looks like they're going to have to get somebody to hold this one here. After it happens twice, that's usually going to be the case. Beal's trying to get the kickoff in here. So someone ready to hold now. And Beal hopefully can finally now get this kickoff going. Chris Lee back deep, and the Dutchman anticipating the kick going into that right corner again. This time cheating that way. Kicks it deep to the left side here. There'd be nobody back there to return it. But they keep it right there. This time a good chance to return for Lee. He doesn't field it cleanly once again, so it's going to be a slow start. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down inside the 10-yard line. And Lee, 2 out of 3 kickoffs, has not handled the ball cleanly, led to a slow start on both times. And Dutchmen haven't been able to take a kick out past the 20-yard line. One time they started at the 35, the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, they're not helping themselves out, making those silly plays and just not giving them the yardage that they could have and take advantage of.
So the Hope offense back onto the field, but a tough spot to start here on a kick return. And it looks like they'll be getting going about the 7-yard line here. 93 yards to go for the Hope offense. 7 minutes left, plenty of time to do it before the half. They trail by 2 touchdowns. Custer in the pistol. A lot of movement up front. Their jump, so Custer's just going to go deep right away. Nobody moved on the offensive line. Custer figured he'd throw it up. Why not? But looks like it's going to be offsides on the defense. Hope's going to be able to pick up a free 5 yards here. Indeed, it is offsides. Monmouth defensive line pointing some fingers saying Hope move first, but that will not be the call. So Hope picking up a break there. They'll get a 1st and 5 to start here outside of their own 10-yard line now. Hope with 3 wide receivers out to the right here, 1 to the left. Custer gets the snap off. Looks, now under pressure, steps forward. He's brought down. Smith making the play there. Second down now coming up for the Dutchman, Michael Smith, a nickel man, 6'1", 210-pound senior coming in making a play. So 2nd and 5 here coming up. Custer in the pistol, hands it off here. Nothing doing up in the middle. And going to be 3rd down and 5 here, and continuously nothing going really on the ground for the Dutchman. Matt Barnes in there helping on the tackle, and deep in their own territory. Hope's got to come up with something fresh here to get a 3rd down conversion. Been very vanilla on the offensive end so far. 2 wide receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Custer looking for the play in the gun. Campbell in the backfield. Custer takes the snap, looks back, tries to scramble here. Almost brought down. Now he continues to look, throws it up for Slank. Slank's knocked down before the ball gets there. That's contact early. He's not going to get the pass interference called. Clearly was contacted before the football got to him, and you just wonder why the Laundry stays in the pocket. It's a tough one with the short pass where the defender doesn't come back to the ball, and you sometimes see that called on the short throw. You sometimes don't. A chance to catch it there. You'd like to see the flag, but nonetheless, it didn't come out.
Hope's offense just continually getting stuck behind that 20-yard line, like not being able to get those yards to make it up the field. And Monmouth's defense really just forcing those downs for Hope's offense.
Ford back in his own end zone for the punt. A lot of pressure coming off. We're going to get a penalty here, though. And get a procedure that'll back up Hope even more here, you got to imagine. And that punting team backing up closer into the end zone. And it looks like they're going to get Rosado there on the penalty. So Ford now all the way back into the back of his own end zone, going to the back line, taking 3 steps forward so he knows how far he can go. And always dangerous when you're punting from this deep in your own end zone. The snap this time again, gets it off. Just barely, a pretty good boot, almost up to 50. This one's bobbled again. Rosado back there, trying to find some room, and the tackle is finally going to come up and be made by Kyle Crum. And when you're kicking that deep out of your own end zone, you're pretty happy keeping your opponent back on the other side of the 50. So Hope having trouble handling kickoffs. Monmouth having trouble handling punts so far today.
Yeah, Hope continually is making mistakes that they just can't afford to make, being down 17-3 with 5:19 left in the game. And Monmouth making those little mistakes but being able to recover from them has been a real show of the veteran and just poise that Monmouth has as a football program.
So right now, Monmouth already with a 2-touchdown lead, a chance to add on to it. They can make this game look fairly lopsided if they can punch in another score. Good starting field position on the 49. They're going to throw the screen out wide, and a nice block outside by Tums, and a good pickup here. Almost a first down, but looked like just stepping out of bounds. Pardonnet came out and helped make the tackle. But Jacoby Maxwell getting a nice pickup, and that's Tums with the block there, the leading receiver so far on the day for the Scots, showing he's got what it takes to make the big blocks on those screens as well. Nice pickup on first down, 8 yards for the Scots. And a little bit of movement on the offensive line on the left side. Hope defense jumped by, but you could see the movement on the left side of the Monmouth line. We'll see if indeed that comes through. And it will be on the offense because you could see the Monmouth offense draw the Hope defense off sides. So 5 yards backing up the Scots. It'll be second down and about 7 yards now. So almost negating a nice pickup. Two receivers stacked to the left side here. Matlick back into the game. Hand off to right, going off to the right side. He's got a big hole. He's bursting through. He's got one man to beat, and he's into the end zone. That'll be a touchdown. He stayed in bounds, and just like that, it's going to be a 3-possession lead for the Scots, and they're doing whatever they want on the ground today. Hope's defense just looks lost out there so far.
Yeah, Monmouth really using that speed, getting up the lane, getting up the line, not being able to, or blocking tackles and just not being able to get there in time. And Monmouth's just really using all their assets, and Hope's defense has continually not been able to respond to it.
Beal back on to try his third extra point. Hasn't missed so far. Also has a field goal early on. Good hold down, and the kick is up and through. Alec Ducko able to handle the high snap and get it down. It's a 24-3 lead. The Scots lead the Dutchmen. 4:42 left before the half. The Dutchmen will get probably one more chance here to try and come up with a score. 24-10 at half looks a lot better than 24-3. Really, the offense has just been fairly one-dimensional, hasn't been able to get anything going. Enough pressure coming from that defensive line to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, Mike Custer. Really slowed the passing game. Custer's done a pretty solid job staying calm and evading pressure, but really nothing on the ground right now. Hope being forced into a lot of third and longs, making it tough to move the football. Campbell's 6 carries for 18 yards will be the best for Hope. Just 3 yards a carry. Nobody else able to muster more than 2.5. Chris Lee has really been held in check. Just 12 yards on 5 carries so far. Hope said they'd try and establish the running game to start things off. And indeed they did, but it hasn't worked so far. And only score they've been able to come up with is a field goal after some great starting field position on a fumbled punt. Good kick here, sending Lee back into the end zone, right to the goal line. He'll have to take it out. Making a few guys miss. He'll get it up to the 20-yard line, but still the special teams has been pretty darn good for Monmouth, as well as containing the great return man. Chris Lee actually came out there and did not take that one out. And instead, it was McClusick who came out after Chris Lee had a couple of bobbles, dropped 2 out of 3. McClusick getting the chance to take that one out instead. Well, let's see if the Hope offense can get something going here. Custer back in the gun. McClusick to his right. Takes a snap. Drops back. Passing here on first down. Nothing open. He steps up and he's taken down. Looks like Giggle got in there to make a play. That's going to be a loss of a couple yards. So a second down and long coming up here for the Dutchmen, who continue to struggle picking up yards early on. They find themselves in too many long third downs to convert and get a drive going. 2 receivers to each side. Custer, drop back again. Pressure right there. Tries to evade it. Stays on his feet. Great athleticism from Custer just to throw it away. And a huge play. And Slank over there as Custer able to get it away. And Hope now going to have a third down and about 12 to try and pick up right here.
Hope really needing this to head into the half on a high note for their offense.
Trips out to the right. Custer going to hand it off up the middle. And on 3rd and 12, Hope just going to pick up a couple so they can punt it right back to the Scots. They already trail 24-3, and maybe another chance even for Monmouth. If they can score again, and make it very tough for Hope to make any sort of comeback.
And the way that Monmouth's offense has been working, it wouldn't be a surprise to see if they make it down the field again right before the end of this half.
So Darren Ford back to punt for the Dutchman. Been the player of the game so far for the Orange and Blue. Some great punts under pressure, last out of his end zone. And he's got the field goal made for the only points for the Dutchman. And this time punting from inside his own 10 again. Snaps back, and he gets it off again. Under pressure every time. This one's going to bounce and roll it side the 40-yard line, down to about the 39 or so. Ford doing a pretty good job keeping the Monmouth special teams at bay. So with 3 minutes left before the half, Monmouth Scots up 24-3 over the Hope College Flying Dutchman. Going to have a chance to just add to that score.
Yeah, Hope's defense is really going to have to step up and make that stop so the score doesn't increase going into the locker room.
Well, 3 minutes to go. We've seen Monmouth move the football. We know they can go 60 yards in that time. See if the Hope defense has a little bit in them before the half here and they can come up with a stop. So Matlick in at quarterback, fullback to his right in the pistol, and Raines behind him. He's going to drop back to throw on first down. Throws out wide. Reception's made. Rosado is outran. And a stiff arm going to go all the way down. And that reception made, again, by Brock Toms. Brock Toms went to stiff arm the offensive player, put a hand in his face. You wonder if that's going to be the penalty call. The flag came in right there. And we'll see what ends up coming. Toms is looking like this one's going to be called on him. He went for the stiff arm and put his hand right in the face of the defensive player. Of course, he cannot do that, so it looks like it will be on Toms. It's going to back Monmouth up a bit, judging by Toms' reaction. Looks like he must have got the finger in the face mask just a bit and grabbed it when he went to stiff arm. And that's the biggest help Hope's defense has had so far. A couple penalties on the Scots will back them up. But got enough of a gain so that even with the 15 yards back, they're still going to pick up the first down. So it'll be, nonetheless, it's still a good play. First down and 10, down to the Hope 43-yard line. Under 3 minutes to go. Plenty of time for the Scots. Matlick back in the pistol. Raines behind him, fullback to his right. Turns, going to hand it off to Raines up the middle. Nice hole. He's going to dive forward and get a nice pickup about 6 or so on the play. Aaron O'Mara in to make the tackle for the Dutchman. 2.5 to go, and the clock ticking. Monmouth will stay in the pistol with one wide receiver to each side. Tight end in the football game. Raines behind. Fakes the handoff this time. Looks off to the right. He's got an open receiver. Williams catches it. He's knocked out of bounds, but that's going to be plenty enough for the first down. So Williams able to do his job, get the reception out to the right side, and keep the chains moving for the Scots. And still over 2 minutes to go. They're all the way down just around the 20-yard line. This time they give it to Raines. Going up the middle, cuts back. And Lucas comes up with the tackle there. And he's going to pick up, he can be about halfway there. It'll be second at about 5 yards or so.
Mom's got plenty of time, minute 50 left to try to score a touchdown before the first half ends.
Raines again, he goes to the left and brought down. Picks up a couple yards. Looks like it'll be third and about 3 or so here. And see if Hope can come up with a stop here. Try and prevent Monmouth from getting another one back up on the board. It would be devastating for Hope team to trail by yet another touchdown going into the half. Matlick barking out his play call. Raines still in at halfback for the Scots. Connor O'Keefe in at fullback to the right of Matlick. Wide receiver to the left, couple tight ends in. Tomes all on his own to the left. Run it, Raines off to the right. Runs into a slew of Hope defenders, but looks like he's got enough to pick up the first down. So first down for the Scots, and they're going to use a timeout. First timeout used by Monmouth. 1 minute left exactly. They've got the football on the 11-yard line. and they just picked up a first down, so they're in pretty good position here as long as they can manage the clock. They do have 2 more timeouts, so Monmouth in a good place here to be able to punch on another touchdown or at least a field goal. They're in range before halftime.
Monmouth doing a really good job thus far of getting in plays back-to-back, not taking a lot of time, taking time when they need to. But in that crunch time, they're doing a really good job of setting up and getting those plays started to get those yards.
Spirits were high and ready for the change here at Hope this year. New head coach Peter Sturzma coming over from East Grand Rapids High School, and with plenty state championships over there for the Pioneers. People excited, ready for the start of this new season. Always tough coming in when you're a new head coach, working with a new team, new personnel, and trying to figure things out. And Hope find themselves in a hole, but still plenty of football left to be played. This is a team that's going to improve throughout the season. That's always the way it goes when you've got somebody new at the helm of the program. Completely different offense as well. Still a team that's growing. We'll see what Hope can do throughout this game to improve. 1 minute left before the half here. Halfback to either side of Matlick in the gun. Now he looks to the left. He's looking for his favorite man on the fade. He's got him, and that's a touchdown. No doubt about it. Brock Tomes faked on the slant, went back for the fade, and he had his man beat. No chance for Pardonnet over there. And it is 30-3. The Scots on top, and a chance for the PAT for Joey Beal after this. And right now, the Scots looking like they're going to run away with this football game. Under a minute to go. Hope's got to come up with some big adjustments in the locker room at halftime. Otherwise, this football game will be a one-sided affair the way things are going so far in this first half. Here's Beal on. Freshman hasn't missed yet. 3 for 3 on the extra points. 1 for 1 in field goals. Snap comes back. Holds down, and that one splits the uprights. 31-3. The Scots lead the Dutchmen. 53.7 seconds remain in this first half. We'll see if Hope can finally try to get a good return, set their team up decent enough field position, try and come up with some points before the half. Looks like Chris Lee is going to be back out on the field. But McClusick is going to be the deep man. Alex Van Vliet and Chris Lee at the second level. McClusick with an opportunity. Set his team up here, try and get some points before the half. Just under a minute to go.
Be a big possession for Hope's offense, really trying to get things started and bring that energy into the locker room for the second half.
Yes, certainly right now it'd be nice to get something going because you can't imagine the spirits are too high, trailing 31-3. Well, touchdown at least could give them a spark, try and get them going. McClusick fields it at about the 4. To the right, now cuts back to the middle, and really right now Monmouth's kickoff team just doing such a great job staying in their lanes. Hope hasn't been able to set up a wedge and get outside yet. They've taken everything right into the teeth of that of that kickoff team. And with under 50 seconds left, the Dutchmen will try and span the length of the field. They've got about 77 yards to go here, starting on the 23-yard line. Chris Lee into the game. He'll start at tailback to the right of Mike Custer in the gun. 3 receivers set. Man in motion. They're going to keep it on the ground for now. Lee sidesteps a man at the line, and it's enough for him to just pick up a couple yards. It looks like the Dutchmen are just going to take this one into the halftime, trailing by 28 points. Just about a second or so more on the game clock than the play clock, so they'll hand it off one more time here, most likely. Custer looking at the sideline, waiting for the play. They're just taking the clock down a little bit here. At this point, they can just run one more play. Custer up to his line, reads off the play. This time in the pistol. One back behind him. He's going to hand it off up the middle. Campbell, he's got a bit of an opening here. Breaks through, and he's tripped up. He was one man away from taking it to the house for a Dutchman touchdown before the half. And a huge game-saving tackle right there to keep the Dutchmen at bay. So that'll do it here for the first half. It's 31-3. The Dutchmen trail the Scots of Monmouth. Pretty tough first half for the side of the Dutchmen, who couldn't get much going on offense. Custer, 3 of 7 for just 25 yards in the air. 18 of those 25 yards came in one play. Campbell, the leading rusher after that play, gets his average over 3 yards a carry. Nobody else can say that for this Hope team. Chris Lee held to just 15 yards on 6 carries. On the other end, Matlick 10 for 12, very efficient in that first half. And he was looking at his favorite target, Brock Tomes, who had 105 yards receiving and a touchdown just in the first half. Trent Raines led the way with 95 yards on the ground. Wright also had 80. So Monmouth just getting whatever they want on the ground, in the air. Not much Hope defense has been able to do to stop them in the first half.
No, definitely not the start that Hope wanted for this new season, this new program with new coaches. But Monmouth not being fazed by any of it. Really coming out strong, dangerous on offense, and just a wall on defense, and just really being, really showing what they're all about as a football program, and Hope really needing to step it up in the second half. There's plenty of ball game left, but they got a lot of adjustments to make to be successful in the second half.
We'll see what Coach Sturzman and his coaching staff do in the halftime locker room as far as adjustments go in his first collegiate head coaching job here at Hope College. We've got about 20 minutes or so before we start up this second half. We're going to take a break, and we'll see you back for second half action right after this.
Well, he was always never into video games, always outdoors, always. Well, he was always never into video games, always outdoors, always very active, and just an awesome kid to watch him grow up. Fishing, hunting, and just always interesting play.
First time I met Wade was in boarding school my junior year, and he was just known around campus as the wittiest, wisest, youngest, oldest dude you could probably know.
I was kind of skeptical of college. You know, I wasn't really sure. I knew that I really liked to play lacrosse, and I liked wrestling a lot too. And I was definitely ready to be done with prep school. And all of that. So I was ready for the next step, but I wasn't exactly sure what that was going to look like yet.
Yeah, I was recruiting Chase, Edgar, looking for midfielders, and Chase recommended Wade, and so they were sort of coming as a package deal. So it was nice to get him. It was nice to get him. We're excited about having him.
I thought I got cut in half because I couldn't feel my body, and it was just like the most like time just like stood still. And I just remember like my entire body was really cold, and then I tried to stand up, but I just fell over immediately. And on the third story of this house, they were putting in a really big single pane glass window, so they needed a bunch of guys to help them get it to the level that they needed it on. And so I was, in order to do this, normally they have a platform with some sort of like a forklift or a man lift or a scissor lift, something like that. So the operator of the forklift put the platform on, which is normally tied down by 2 chains and a lever in the back. And he forgot to tie it down to secure it correctly. So myself and 2 other guys got on the platform and were holding the window. And we were being lifted up, and we got there, we set the window in place, tacked it down just with nails, and we put the caulking around the outside of it. And just one of us shifted just the wrong way, and it tipped the entire platform off and pulled the window out of the frame at the same time. So we all pretty much started falling, and I remember thinking to myself as I'm falling that I need to get away from the platform. So I tried to jump away from it. And as I did that, there was a concrete like barrier wall at the bottom, and I'm pretty sure, I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure I bounced off of that when I landed, and then I rolled on the other side of it into, like a pile of dirt, and then the platform landed and then rolled right over top of me, and I'm pretty sure that's what did the most damage.
I got an email from the admissions office like everybody did. I got the same email, and I saw the name, and it just stopped me cold. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable, really.
For the most part, I've felt pretty hopeless for a pretty consistent like 4 months at that point. The entire time I was in the hospital, really. It was probably the most horrific thing that has ever happened to me. I was afraid of letting myself stop caring about whether or not I lived or didn't, or whether or not my quality of life was ever, reinstated, or whether or not my life would ever get better. So I guess a big part of me getting through that was just kind of being patient, really. I mean, there's nothing that will make you become patient like waiting in a hospital bed for your legs to start moving or for your back to stop screaming in pain, right?
It was quickly apparent to me that Wade and I were pretty compatible. We bonded over some Ernest Hemingway quotes and books. He sent me, back and forth. We're texting or we're emailing, and he's sending me some things that were inspiring him, and I jumped on the Hemingway stuff because I studied that when I was here at Hope, and so traded some books back and forth and some suggestions, and so it was pretty neat. We had an instant language with one another, and it was it's just like talking to an old friend after a couple weeks.
He would try and text or call me probably every day when I was in the hospital. And the guys on the lacrosse team, some of which I had met, some I hadn't, they were always messaging me on Facebook or sending me emails or texting or calling me, and that was awesome. Just kind of knowing that I had something in a place like Hope where I hadn't really spent a lot of time or I hadn't really established myself. I had all these people that really cared.
We could tell from what Coach was saying and the things that we were seeing that Coach was showing us that this guy was something special. And before we even met him, we were already taking him into the family. And that's something I've noticed about the team this year is we're really close. We have our struggles, we have our difficulties, and mountains we got to climb over, but we're doing everything together. And I think Wade's played a huge role in that.
I remember I got a massive packet of letters from an accounting class of just all these people who I have never even met, writing me letters about, staying strong and how much they're thinking about me or they're praying for me. And that kind of stuff really made all of the difference. It's kind of like in order to be strong or in order to get through something, you kind of need something to be strong for, So in a lot of ways, the lacrosse team and Coach Chanel's and pretty much the whole Hope community kind of gave me something to hang on to, something to look forward to, so kind of in a lot of ways something to live for.
Everybody calls it the grind, and it's like, it's not a grind, fellas. This is what we wanted to do our whole lives, and here we are having an opportunity to do it, and so we're loving it, and so that's been the biggest impact that he's had on us, is just to put things into perspective for us and to make sure that we're there for each other as teammates. Everybody has each other's back, and everybody's smiling and playing. This isn't work. This is play.
I could tell the team didn't really have a common ground to stand upon, and Wade immediately brought that together. You can ask Coach and every other player on the team that there's something different this year between the guys, and I feel Wade is a big factor in that.
I think that Wade is such a refreshing addition to Hope because you see him everywhere. He's all around in JP's, LJ's, wherever, and he just is so generous with his time. He listens to people. He cares.
The normal transition from high school to college is not what Wade unfortunately had to experience, but Hope it couldn't have been a better school for Wade, no doubt, and we really appreciate that as a family. I know my wife and I His sisters really appreciate him and being here.
And it's clear that he's been through a lot. He's had his struggles, but you know, everyone goes through their struggles. Team, personal lives, and you know, outside lacrosse to overcome whether it's daily or you know, big picture stuff that maybe some of us don't even know about. I think he's really inspired us in that way.
I think that the most courageous thing about him is that he says that this is hard and that some days he doesn't know what's going to get him to the next day. I think that that is the most courage I've ever seen someone say.
He told me when he had the accident, Dad, I've had one bad day. One bad day in his life. So that day's over, and this is a new day.
Courage to me would be believing in yourself against all odds.
A man can be destroyed, but never defeated. And that's Wade is a man. Wade is the man. I call him the man. So,
you know, the average person can just, you know, walk 10 feet and it's no big deal, but seeing him do that and really push through and fight just to take every step is really inspiring for the team.
He's using his inability to do what he used to love to inspire people, and I think he's still in the process of figuring out what it is that he loves right now, but he's not wasting a day, that's for sure.
In that process of becoming an Eagle Scout, one of the things they ask is, you know, what makes Wade an Eagle Scout? They ask it to the other scouts, and the one thing they all said, he has courage.
You know, I don't really know, because sometimes throughout this process, and I know this whole award is about courage, and when you first asked me about the award, I was like, well, I don't really know why I'm getting it. It's my life. No one can live it for me. You know, this is the circumstances that I have, and I have to do something with it. But I think it's really not letting circumstances rule your life, and not letting the thing that holds you back define who you are. You know, something holds everybody back. Everybody has a wheelchair waiting at the edge of their bed in the morning that they get into. I can see, you know, I push mine. You might walk in yours. So there's something that paralyzes everybody. And I think a big part of having courage is being honest with yourself and knowing who you are and realizing that, and then kind of owning it, taking responsibility for it, and understanding that, you know, no one can do it for you.
Welcome back here to Ray and Sue Smith Stadium for the first Hope College football game of the year. The Dutchmen had a tough first half. They trail 31-3 to the Scots of Monmouth College. Just a quick rundown, some of the stats. They're really dominating everything for Monmouth. 95 yards on 16 carries for Trent Raines. 80 yards on just 5 carries for DeAndre Wright. Good for 175 yards total on the ground. 120 yards in the air for Tanner Matlick and 61 in the air for Hayden Nelson. Brock Toms, the big receiver, he had 105 yards on 8 receptions, with the touchdown. For Hope, it's Campbell leading the way on the ground. He had 43 yards on 7 carries. Chris Lee held to just 15 yards on 6 carries. Mike Custer, 3 of 7, only 25 yards. 18 of them came in 1 reception. McClusiak with the 18-yard catch earlier in the game. And other than that, the Hope offense has been shut down pretty much. And Darren Ford has been averaging over 40 yards a punt in the first half, and he's got a field goal from 35 yards. So he's been the one highlight of the half so far, the junior kicker and punter getting things done. But he's about the only one who's done so. You have to see some major adjustments at halftime if Hope looks to turn things around here in the second half.
Yeah, definitely not the stats that Hope really wants to see out there as far as passing and running yards go. And having your kicker be your main MVP right now is not one of the highlights of this first half. Yeah, he's coming really clutch when Hope needs him to, but Hope's offense and defense both need to step up if Hope wants to get back into this game.
Here come the Dutchmen back out on the field. Scott's down in the south end zone, getting some stretches, warm-ups in. Dutchmen on the north side, trying to get things moving. 2.5 minutes or so before we get things started. 31-3, the score, as I mentioned before. And you just wonder if the Dutchmen have what it takes to get things going.
Yeah, Monmouth obviously really happy about how this first half went for them. With the score 31-3 at the first half, their offense really came through both on the running game and on the passing game. And their defense really just stopping Hope's offense and allowing them not to get the yards that they need. And making Hope rethink this new offense and just trying to find the new quirks that they can get to see what will make it work.
Certainly a big turnaround needed, and we'll see what kind of adjustments Coach Sturzma made. And a halftime at the helm of the Hope College Flying Dutchman for the first time, and a tough way to go into your first halftime with that kind of deficit. We talked about Monmouth dominating in just about every statistical category. They just had the momentum as well. It seemed like whenever Hope could force a third down, Monmouth would always capitalize on some open space in the air to be able to come up with some conversions, and they just had some drives that they took off a lot of clock. Hope did not hold on to the football for very long. Certainly the time of possession in the advantage of the Scots.
Yeah, something Monmouth's coaching staff should really be proud of is how they've reacted in those third down situations and just coming through and making the big plays when Monmouth needs to get that first down.
You look down the line, and 19 first downs for Monmouth, only 3 for Hope. Almost 200 yards on the ground for Monmouth, 67 for Hope, 176 pass yards to just 25 for Hope. That's 369 yards of total offense in just the first half alone for Monmouth. Hope didn't even get to 100. And right now, Monmouth with the only turnover, but still doesn't matter. Right now, Hope just needs to completely turn things around, offense, defense, special teams. They hope to have a chance here to come back in this game. Down by 28 as we start up the second half in just a moment here.
Yeah, Hope's whole team is going to have to come in here on a new slate, wipe away the first half, and take this as a new half and a new starting point for them to really try to kick things into gear.
So Hope on the sideline, ready to get going. Here comes Monmouth's return team. Hope received the football to get things started. So they'll be out to kick off this time around. Ford leads his kickoff team out onto the field. A lot of action going on this weekend as Hope Athletics kicked off the fall season. Volleyball team took on number 2 in the country, Wittenberg, and came up with the sweep last night. Back in action again today. Women's soccer with a 6-1 win. Hope men's soccer with a tough 2-1 loss to the number 18 ranked team in the country. But a lot of good sporting events going on so far this weekend. It's Community Day here at Hope. And football team looking to put in the extra effort this half to try and make a comeback. give the fans what they came to see here. Ford's kick is deep. This one is going to find its way back into the end zone. And we're just going to see a knee taken back into the end zone from Austin Ray.
And this is going to be the game changer. Hope's defense really is going to have to set the tone for Monmouth's offense and really set the tone for the second half. Really being on their toes and being able to make the adjustments that need to be done to not have a repeat of the first half.
So the Dutchman defense back out onto the field after conceding over 350 yards of offense in the first half. They'll look to tighten things up here. Matlick back out onto the field. Two running backs, one to either side, and a receiver on either side, a balanced formation here for Monmouth. One tight end lined up to the left. Handoff going up the middle here. It's right. He's got room. He bounces this one forward, knocks a man over, keeps on going, trucks his way forward for first down. First play from scrimmage is a 13-yard pickup of the half for Monmouth. So now Monmouth moving up to the 38-yard line. They've got a first down and 10. Same formation here for the Scots. This time both running backs out into the flat. Ends up checking it down to right. He's got plenty of room to run. Trying to make a man miss. He does. He's forward for another first down. 11-yard pickup here. Right already with 24 yards and 2 plays to start off this second half. Griffin Weigel in there to make the tackle for the Dutchman. And right now, the coverage is there this time. They just dump it down to the running back, and they get a first down that way. It really seems like so far today the Scots have been able to do whatever they want to pick up yards on the air and in the air and on the ground, I should say.
Yeah, this is the start that Monmouth wants in the second half and not the start that Hope's defense wants.
Same formation again here for the Scots. This time they give it to right up the middle. Hope defense ready this time. He does break a tackle, ends up spinning forward, still picks up 2 yards. 2nd and 8 upcoming. So Weigel comes up and makes a nice play there again. Linebackers looking to try and firm up the middle of this defense. Monmouth has rushed for over 200 yards on already. And this time Matlick in the pistol, right behind him. Receivers in tight to the right and the left, wing on the right side. Here comes a receiver in motion. They fake it, give it up to right in the middle of the field. Puts his head down and fights his way forward past a few defenders. And looks like he might have the first down here. They're going to move the chains. First down and 10 again here. Andy Lucas on the stop. Scott's going to keep up the pace here. Wright going to get a break here. Trent Raines in at halfback to the right of Matlick. Looks like he'll be in the gun. 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right.
Scott's doing a really good job of finding those open looks out in space when the running game has been clogged up.
Raines goes out. They do run the bubble screen this time, and he's got a little bit of space, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards or so here on the first play. Andy Lucas on the tackle again. Monmouth doing a solid job, able to pick up chunks of yards on first downs, really setting themselves up in a good position to move the chains. And they're staying out of those third down and long situations that we've seen the Dutchman with so often in this game. 22 first downs already for the Scots. Hope still with just 3. So now Wright in the backfield and in the Wildcat. No quarterback in there as Matlick is out wide to the left. Wright going to hand it off to Ray going off to the right side, and he's going to be wrestled down on the edge. Third down upcoming now, 3rd and 5. Gorgetson able to get in there and help make the play for the Dutchman. Matlick back in at the quarterback position here for this 3rd down and a long 5 yards. Trips out to the left. 2 receivers out to the right with Wright down in the slot. So all alone in the backfield, 5 wide here on 3rd down. He gives it out to Wright, and that ball's loose on the ground. It looks like the Dutchman have recovered, and that fumble from Wright is going to give it right over to the Dutchman. Looked like they would have stopped him short, but this is a place in the field where you think they might go for it on 4th down. Aaron O'Mara in there to jar the football loose. And Wright coughed it up. 2nd turnover of the game for the Scots. We'll see if Hope can take advantage. It was the turnover in the first half in which the Dutchmen were able to come up with their 3 points, their only points of the ball game, on a field goal from Darren Ford. And here comes the offense back onto the field.
Yeah, big play by Hope's defense. Third down, historically, this game, Monmouth's really been able to respond to that. And this time, Hope's defense really stepped it up.
Nothing going right here on first down as they try and give it to Campbell up the middle. And the defense is just swarming right now. The Hope offensive line, just no match for that defensive line of Monmouth. Matt Barnes in on the stop, the linebacker for the Scots. Wisniewski in there as well. Custer looking to get the play again here. He's up in the pistol here again. Gives it out to Campbell. He's got some space. Going to work forward, lowers his shoulder. He's a tough guy to bring down there, but a couple Scots in the way. And Campbell, not much doing there on the swing pass. Going to be third down and long once again, and we've said that so often. 3rd and 10 here. The Dutchmen haven't been able to generate much on first and second down. It's just tough to get a drive going when you find yourself back where you originally started, and it's already third down. Custer back in the gun. Campbell stays in. Campbell out. Chris Lee in to his right. Custer stepping up in the pocket, and he's going to be sacked again. And the defense just overmatching this offense for Hope. Custer has had pocket collapsing. He's been scrambling the entire game, and the DBs have done enough in man coverage. Logan Giggle looked like he got in the backfield to make a play there. Hope's going to have to come out and punt again, and really just don't have the answer right now due to the Dutchmen.
No, the defensive line for Monmouth between Ketchum and just some of the more their bigger guys, Hope just can't seem to maintain them. And while trying to focus on them, Monmouth's other players are really trying to attack the quarterback and put a lot of pressure on Custer.
Oh, boy. Ford gets taken to the ground there, but looks like he was blocked into it. Another muffed punt coming down here on the return. Hope's claiming they have it. It looked like Monmouth is going to stay with it. And, boy, they've been coming close to blocking that punt just about every single time, and it looked like they were finally going to get it there. Ford went to the ground, but they're going to say that it was the own Hope player that blocked the Monmouth player into Ford, so no penalty going down there. And Monmouth muffs a third punt of the game, and they're able to jump on this one, too. They lost one earlier. Now, they're fortunate there that they didn't give the football right back to Hope. And Sturzma pleading his case down there with the officials, but the referee, back judge, right on that play, said that he saw the player blocked into the punter, so no flag. Tanner Matlick in the offense for the Scots going to take over on the 34-yard line. Fakes the screen out to the right. He's going to take a run himself. He's got tons of room. He's going to break up. Keimani Dooley's going to have the speed to catch up with him and trip him down, but a huge play right off the bat. And Matlick's going to take it all the way down to the Hope 32-yard line, and this offense just keeps on rolling.
Great hustle by Dooley, but Hope's defense just can't seem to make the big stops that they need, and Monmouth continually getting those first downs, putting them in good position for touchdowns.
And really that big play was a bit of an oddity. We've seen them driving so well, picking up chunks of yards at a time. Right there to the quarterback keeper. They had the defense moving one way. He took it the other way. Now they hand it up the middle for Raines. And Raines will pick up a couple of yards here. Second and about 8 coming up. Several Dutchmen in on the tackle. Dooley came in to finish it off. As we approach this halfway mark in the third quarter, you got to imagine Hope's got to get something big to turn around in their favor here. Monmouth punches in another one. It's tough to see Hope coming back as this clock continues to wind down. Malik in the pistol, Raines behind, drops back, goes up the middle. O'Mara with a great play, closing out in the middle of the field to force the incompletion. Zach Hoekstra, the tight end, sat down in the middle, and pretty good speed there from the senior linebacker to come across, prevent the completion. That'll make it a 3rd and 8 here. See if the Dutchmen can keep Monmouth from their 24th first down of the game.
Yeah, that was some of Hope's best pass coverage that they've had all game right there. Much needed, too.
Malik has the play in, trips to the right, one wide receiver out to left. He'll keep Raines in the backfield on his left. See if Raines comes in to help with pass protection on 3rd and 8 with the, looks like the Dutchmen have a blitz dialed up, and they do. They end up going with a screen. It's a perfect call for the Scots. And he's going to pick up a first down. And when the Dutchmen brought the pressure, the Scots had the perfect play call. Jacob Zansky ended up bringing down the back, Raines off the screen, but enough for the first down. and really just a game of chess there, perfectly drawn up. Hope brings the blitz. They let him through, dumped off the screen. Well timed, and no stopping that for Hope. Matlick back in the gun again. Rains to his right. He's going left to his man. And he gets the short completion on first down. That's Brock Toms again with the reception. Picks up about 4 yards, maybe 3. Matlick looking to get the signal in again.
Hope's defense really needs to be a wall back there, make this stop so that the score doesn't keep increasing, so they can give their offense another chance.
Back in the pistol here. Matlick with Rains behind. Turns, hands it off to Rains. Goes to look to the right side, bounces back to the left, and he's knocked back. A nice stick in there from Jacob Zansky again, coming in to make the play. So another third down here. Let's see if the Dutchman can come up with a stop. Monmouth just seems to know how to convert in these situations. Matlick all alone back there. Trips to the right, 5 wide. Matlick takes the snap. He looks to his right. Goes up the middle. That one's tipped in the middle of the field, and a huge stop from O'Mara to get a hand on it. He's fired up about that play. Looks like Monmouth is going to come out and try a field goal.
And great pressure by Zansky on the quarterback, making him rush his decision and really forcing that incomplete.
Yeah, just made him try and get it in the middle, and might have even still had him. A great job by O'Mara getting his hand up there, getting a tip on that pass. So here comes your freshman kicker, Joey Beal. He's going to try a field goal this time from 31. Made one from shorter range on the right hash in the first half. See if he can hook this one in from the other side of the field. Snap and the hold's down. Kick looks pretty good. He's got the distance, and it's no good. Wide to the left. Missed it just wide to the left, had plenty of distance, but couldn't find it. So a break there for the Dutchman. They'll take over. Still down 28. That offense has got to get something going.
Yeah, Hope's defense catching a break. Best defensive stop they've had all game. And with that missed kick, you can hopefully propel the offense into something great to get something started.
So Hope offense quickly out on the field, looking to get things started with 7 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third quarter. So right now we're going to see the new quarterback in here for the Dutchman, and it's going to be Bruce Schrader into the game, and he's going to take the keeper right away. He's driven out of bounds. He gets a nice pickup on first down. It'll be second down now. McCabe Smith there. Second down play coming up here. Schrader back in the pistol, hands it off. Campbell off to the left, makes a man miss, and ends up getting a first down. Enough to move the chains. Dutchman getting the offense going now. And Bruce Schrader, the freshman, straight out of Appleton, Wisconsin, and coming in and seeing some action right away.
And thus far, he's done a good job these first couple plays to get those first down and get those yards that he needs to get that first down.
Schrader with the fake, tries to take it outside himself, and he's going to be wrapped up. There was really nothing doing there, whichever way you went.
Hope really trying to get their running game to go, and it just hasn't been going so well for them.
Yeah, really, Schrader seeing some time here, going from a senior to a freshman, and not much Mike Custer could do a lot of times out there. So much pressure coming up front from that defensive line. See how Schrader, a true freshman, playing in high school still just last fall, can handle this pressure. He's back. He tries to get it off to his man. He finally does. It's tipped, and Campbell catches it. He's going to stumble his way forward and pick up about 10 yards. It'll be third and short. We're going to have a flag back, and it's going to be holding. So this one's going to be negated anyways. Just when Hope looks to catch a break, this one's going to come right back. Campbell with a nice pickup after that ball went in the air. Nice job by Schrader just to avoid the pressure.
Yeah, Schrader doing a good job to get that pass off in a decent direction so his wide receiver can go and get it.
So when Hope looked to have a 3rd and 3, now they'll back themselves up. It's 2nd down. And they'll need to pick up about 25 yards or so here. Schrader back in the pistol. They're going to hand it off to Campbell. He's going to do his best to move some defense, but picks up just about 2 yards. So here comes 3rd down and still over 20 yards. Chris Lee coming back into the game. He'll give Campbell a break. So 3rd down and very long. We'll see if Schrader tries to go to the air here. Freshman still not with a completed pass after the holding negated his last. He's going to take it right up the middle. A nice draw. He makes some room. He makes a man miss. Gets forward, and he's pretty close to that 1st down mark, but he's going to be about 3 yards shy. Down 31-3. You wonder if you're going to try and get your team to go for it and get aggressive here. But still on the wrong side of midfield. Would be risky either way. Offense staying on the field for now. Looks like the Dutchmen are going to go for it when you're down by 4 touchdowns in the second half. Why not?
Yeah, good explosive movement by Schroeder. And way up to get those yards for the team.
2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Schrader takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, and this one's going to be eaten up in the backfield. There was no chance from the get-go. Hope's going to lose yards on the play, and just like that, the Dutchman defense is going to have to come back out onto the field. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in this 3rd quarter.
Big pile right there. Looks like Monmouth's entire line was up on that play. Jumped right on it.
Yeah, it's been a clear advantage all day up front. And the Hope offensive line just hasn't been able to do anything against that D-line. Really tough to move the ball on the ground. And with all the pressure they've been getting, you got a true freshman quarterback in there. Hope looking to keep it on the ground, try and pick up 4 yards. And they ended up losing one instead. So now Hayden Nelson back into the game at quarterback. We saw him in the first half. He's going to take it off to the right. O'Mara forces him back, and in the end is going to allow Hope to force a pretty big loss here of about 6 yards or so. And O'Mara originally getting in the backfield, didn't make the tackle, but forced Nelson to bounce to the outside where his team came in, helped him finish things off. So now trips to the left, one receiver up to the right. Wright's in the backfield, or excuse me, Nelson with Wright to his left. Nelson drops back, steps into a throw, and nothing there. Lucas closest to catching that ball. And just couldn't connect with his receiver right there. It's going to be 3rd down and about 16 or so here for the Scots. And we'll see if the Hope defense can slow it up.
Yeah, Hope's defense going to have to be on their toes because Monmouth has shown in 3rd down situations that they can run the ball up the middle and find those open spots out in space to get those yards through passing.
Hayden Nelson back in the gun, right to his left. Looks into the air. Now he's going to kick it right up the middle himself. Trying to get that lead block ahead. He'll pick up some decent yardage, but it won't be enough for the 1st down. He's brought down by Pardonnet. So from the 38-yard line, up by 31-3, you'd think they'd look to just punt it and pin them deep, but I'm seeing the offense stay on the field right now. So the Scots are in a place on the field where they figure we might as well just go for it. Hope's offense hasn't been moving the ball very well anyways, and they're inside the 40-yard line of the Dutchman. 4th down and long here. Trying to draw off sides here. See if they get a play in or just take the timeout to kick it. Play clock down to 4. I don't know if they realize that they've got to get this snap off very quick. 1 second, and they just got it off in time. Goes up the middle, and he had a man, and he dropped the pass. It was behind him and wide open. A couple receivers were. Hope defense bailed out right there. Dustin Hedgcock just couldn't quite. Nope. Looks like Hope gets bailed out there. Drop pass. Offense back onto the field. That was Jacoby Maxwell with the pass just behind, couldn't hang on. Bruce Schrader back out at the quarterback position for the Dutchman again. Trips to his left. He looks that way. steps up in the pocket. He's brought down for a sack again, and these Dutchman quarterbacks just have not had more than about 2 seconds before they've had a man in their face today trying to step back and pass. Ben Ketchum was in the backfield on the play, and it's tough to come back from this big of a deficit when you can't move the ball through the air so many times. That's how you can score quickly. And right now, the defensive line causing enough trouble that Monmouth can drop guys into coverage and keep the Dutchman from moving the ball in the air. Schrader looks left again. They set up a screen for Chris Lee this time, steps inside of one man, but then the rest of the defense shortly there. Hope picks up about 3 yards or so. It's going to be 3rd down and long again. Frank looked to be there in on the tackle, and 3 or 4 other white jerseys came in as well. 2 minutes left now in the third quarter. 3rd and about 13 or so for the Dutchmen. They need a big play here.
Scott's line just being so big that Hope's offensive line has not been able to contain them throughout this entire game and putting a lot of pressure on Hope's quarterback.
Schrader steps back. Once again, has to step up. Finds a man in the middle, and he was close, but it looked like he's going to be a little bit shy, about a yard shy. And Trey Maxwell in there with the tackle. You got to imagine he went for it on 4th and 4. Got to go for it on 4th and 1, right?
I mean, at this point, what does Hope have to lose with a 31-3 scoreboard right now with 1:30 left?
Schrader looking to the sideline to get the play. Big play here on 4th and 1. Takes the snap. They go up the middle, and it looks like they're stuffed again. And I got to imagine it's going to be another turnover on downs, as Chris Lee tried going up the middle, but there's just no running room for the Dutchmen as they're denied at the line again. And that defense slowly but surely making their way back out onto the field. They've spent a lot of time on the football field today. Those guys have got to be pretty tired.
Yeah, this Scott's defensive line has just been a real highlight for Monmouth this game so far. They've really stepped up, really stuffed Hope's offense in, not allowing them to get yards. 4th and 1, just stuffing it right back in their faces and not being phased by this new offense and really coming through for their team.
So it's Matlick back on the field. He has right, tailback to his left, hands it off to right. Going off the right side, cuts forward for a pretty nice pickup on 1st down. Looks like he got maybe 6 yards. Griffin Weigel in on the tackle. Under a minute here now in the third quarter. Malik in the pistol, turns, hands it off to right. He takes it up the middle. He's got a huge hole, and he's tripped up from behind. Otherwise, he might have had reservations for 6. Kimani Dooley able to reach in and make the play. But another 1st down as Monmouth continues to move the football at will.
Even though there's only 30 seconds left, Monmouth has historically been, this game, done so well with such little time.
We'll see if Monmouth tries to get another playoff here. 20 seconds before the break, headed to the quarter. They might just want to take things down to the other side and get a break. Hope defense has got to be tired too, though. We'll see if they try and get one more playoff. Looks like they're going to try and get one going. 10 seconds left here. Matlick in the gun. He's got right to his left. They get it off, hand it off to right. He's got a nice hole. Tries to spin and dives forward to get the 1st down to end the third quarter. Monmouth up 31-3 on Hope, and they are knocking on the door once again. Huge day so far for DeAndre Wright. It was Trent Raines early on. He's a yard shy of 100 on the day. DeAndre Wright, 11 carries for 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's good for an average of 11.5 yards per carry. That's how you know your offensive line's winning the battle up front, when you can go just about anywhere you want and get whatever you want. 11.5 yards per carry is just absurd. And on the other side for the Dutchmen, the offense just cannot get things going. Haven't been able to convert on 4th down the last 2 drives. They've turned it over on downs.
Yeah, Hope's defense has to be tired going into this 4th quarter with Monmouth dominating time on offense and Hope's defense really needing to be out there and just not getting that time to recuperate, to bring back that explosiveness, to make stops that they need to make.
26 1st downs on the day for the Monmouth College Scots. Just 4 1st downs for Hope. hard to win a football game when you've only got 4 first downs on the day. The only points coming off the great field position from the muff punt for Monmouth in the first half. So certainly needing to make some adjustments there. This is a good football team in Monmouth, so it's certainly playing a big effect into it. Monmouth is going to win a lot of football games. They're a team that's 8-2 that brings a lot back, and that defensive line is pretty fierce. Trips out to the right now for the Scots. Matlick looks that way, now takes the screen out to the right. Maxwell down the sideline. He's knocked out just shy, and a pretty big stick coming across there from Andy Lucas. Knocks him out about 1.5 yards shy of the goal line. Trips to the right again, same formation here. See, Matlick might run this one in himself. Sure enough, he does to the left and tripped up from behind. A great play, Aaron O'Meara coming in, making the play. He'd done that before, and you could really just see it happening again. They didn't have a tailback in there. Look to the right for a fake there and get the defense moving. Tried going left, but O'Meara with a great read.
Still second down. Monmouth really has a lot of time to work with and only a few yards to gain for that touchdown.
Matlick in the pistol, this time right in the backfield behind. Fullback shifts over to the left side and turns, gives it to right that way to run behind his fullback. And this one's going to be close. I've got to imagine he's a little short. Sure enough, he's about 1.5 yards shy. Back to where they were on first down, so now it'll be 3rd and goal. Going to try and line up quickly. Matlick again with right in behind. Hands it off to Wright. Wright's going to walk into the end zone untouched. And just like that, it's 37-3. PAT coming here for the Scots.
Monmouth's offensive line really making some good blocks to open up those pathways for their runners just to get right through and push their way into the end zone.
Now Beal back on for the extra point try. Beal missed the long field goal earlier. That was his only miss of the day. And that PAT is through, but it won't count. Looks like we've got a false start or a procedure penalty of some sort. So that'll back up the PAT 5 yards. Shouldn't be any problem for Beal, though. Beal, the freshman, having a good start to this year. Just missed on the 31-yard field goal earlier, but made one in the first half and hasn't missed from the extra point spot either. Second try now in the PAT, and this one's blocked at the line of scrimmage, and what do you know, the penalty going to take a point off the scoreboard for the Scots. At this point, shouldn't affect the outcome of the game, but always interesting there. Back it up 5 more yards. You wonder if he felt like he needed to drive it a little more. Still only a 25-yard kick. Nonetheless, 37-3 is the score right now for the Scots over the Dutchmen. 13:42 left, and they've got Chris Lee back as the deep man once again.
And I think with this 13:42 remaining left in this half, Hope really needs to focus on delivering on those first downs when they have those third down situations. With only having 3 first downs this entire game, it's just a stat that no coach wants to see and not a stat that you use to win football games.
And right now, even if you're in a position where you're out of reach of coming back to win this football game, this is a time where you can really work hard to try and improve on things that haven't gone so well in the game. Try and continue to make progress because there's a lot of football left here this season. Coach Sturzma and his crew, and with a new scheme all around, new coaches, and a lot of fresh faces out playing on the field, certainly going to improve as the season goes on. So you got to keep working and find a way to get some meaningful reps. Lee handles this one cleanly this time. Going to take it outside, has a bit of a hole for a moment, breaks one tackle, but then he's brought down inside the 20. Said that a lot today on kickoffs. Monmouth special teams have been phenomenal.
I hope really having a great game opener against Monmouth, going against such a great team, moving from that power I formation into this spread offense, and just seeing where Monmouth takes advantage of those holes in the offense and using this, like you said, the second part of this last quarter to really work on those things and see where they can fix those holes for games to follow.
And it's Schrader again out on the field. No reason to bring back Custer, the senior who started this game at this point. Schrader's got 3 receivers in. Going to hand it off. Actually, he's going to fake it. It's read option. He delivers the pass on target. And the freshman looking good so far. And off the read option, takes it out himself. Delivers a pass for a completion. Pick up about 8 yards on first down. Schrader looking good so far since he's had some pretty solid reps.
Yeah, that has to be one of the best first down plays Hope's had all game.
Schrader without an incompletion yet. Second and short coming here. They're going to go to the air again. This time up the middle. He's got his man, and it's caught and brought in, and that's going to be enough for a first down. Matt Barnes in on the tackle. Under the 13-minute mark. Hope starting to move the football just a little bit. Schrader now keeps it again. He's going to try and escape pressure, and he's going to be brought down. He had nowhere to go, and he really needed to get rid of that football, but had nowhere to turn and get rid of it as he was in the middle of the field. Didn't want to take the grounding penalty, but just like that, after a couple nice plays to pick up a first down, Hope finds themselves with a second down and 20, just like that.
Yeah, Hope has not been able to catch a break because Monmouth's defensive line is just so explosive and so aggressive that Hope might get a couple of yards, but they come right back and force Hope to really keep it up and step it up.
Now second, 21 yards to go. Schrader looking, nothing. Now he wants a lead block. He's going to take to the ground. He gets a lead block, picks up a nice carry there, and he's going to make it a manageable third down. Like the confidence that this freshman has as he rolls out and he's pointing out for lead blocks. He knows he wants to take it on the ground, get it himself.
Yeah, this freshman taking leadership on the field and really trying to take advantage of the time that he has out here and really trying to make a difference while he's out here.
Third and 8 coming up. Much better than second and 21. Pretty good pickup there. Make it manageable. 4 wide receiver set. Got to imagine Hope's going to the air again here. Schrader drops back. Running back stays in to protect. Nothing there. Steps up in the pocket. Well, he's going to take off and try and run for it again. Oh, and he gets stuck by Barnes. Knocked to the turf. And looked like he tried to make a move. Couldn't decide where he wanted to go. And he was just stood up by Barnes. And fourth down again. You wonder if Hope's finally just going to punt, and they do. Haven't been able to convert the first 2 times on fourth down. So now forward into the game to punt for the Dutchman.
Schrader showing glimpses of hope for this football team with his good passes and just his running game has been good. They just haven't been able to deliver on those third downs, but there has been those glimpses of hope that they can take from this game and use for games to follow.
Forward, end over end. This is a long kick. Out kicks the return man. This one's going to roll down into the end zone, though, for a touchback. Ford's shown a great leg today, and he truly has been the MVP for this Hope team. Some very solid punting, and he's 1 for 1 when it comes to field goal kicking, so pretty solid special teams effort for Hope this game. That's really the only the one bright side you could take away here is they find themselves down 37-3, 10:51 remaining in the fourth quarter. So the Scots will start off on the 20-yard line. 290 yards for Monmouth. 200 more yards on the ground than Hope has. 220 passing as well. So it's been a big day for the Scots offense, over 500 yards. Hope right around 150. They're going to hand it off here to Rains. Rains driving his feet forward. Pick up about 5 yards or so on the first down carry. Kirk Gibson in there for the tackle. So Matlick in the game, the starter. We've seen Hayden Nelson in, of course, for the Scots as well. And he's got Rains to his left. Stacked on the left side, 2 receivers. They give it off to Rains along the right side. Nice job reading his block. And gets ahead for a first down. Some patient running right there. Kirk Gibson on the tackle again. And just like we've seen all game, the Scots just moving the ball at will on the ground.
And the credit to Hope's defense, they've tried, but the line for Monmouth is just so strong, and they've been out here for the majority of the game, not catching too many breaks from their offense. So Hope's defense, props to them for keep plugging along.
Carry up the middle. Ray tries to take it up the middle. He'll get just a couple on first down. Ray picks up, we'll call it 3 yards. 2nd and 7 upcoming now. I'm sure to see some new faces in the game now for the Scots. Back to each side of Matlick in the gun. 2 wide receivers to the left. Going to hand it off on a sweep. Ray makes a man miss, then is tackled from behind. He'll pick up about 4 yards or so. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, Monmouth really having the opportunity to give some of their younger players and just players who haven't had a lot of field time in the past, the experience that they can have, so hopefully they can carry that into the second half of their season.
Matlick back in the gun. Ray to his right. 3 wide receiver set with a tight end. Snap Matlick looking to his left. First option wasn't there. Now he's going to roll out, try and run for it. And Gibson chases him out of bounds. He's going to have enough, though, for a first down. Another first down here, number 28 of the game for the Scots. 8:30 left to go here in this ball game. Scots keeping the ball on the ground right now and just trying to get this game over with as they've got it in the bag. Monmouth going to be going home happy. Always nice to take a long bus ride back when you're coming off a victory. Matlick with Ray to his left. Gives it off to Ray. Sweep to the right side. He's got a nice hole. Tackled by Dooley. Into the pickup of about 5 yards on first down.
Yeah, Monmouth line really put in some good blocks to give him that open pocket for him to get those couple yards.
2nd and 5 coming up right here. Matlick in the shotgun takes a snap. He looks left, throws up the middle. He's got an open receiver and looked to go down, but then broke a tackle, got back up, and finally this play is going to end. It'll be a first down. And forward progress gets the football up to the 40 for the Scots. Connor O'Keefe there on the reception.
Another first down for the Scots.
One more to get to 30 for the game. And the Scots just continue to move the ball inch by inch here on this drive. Ray up the middle, first down carry, not going to get much. Aaron O'Mara in there to help make the tackle, amongst some others. Under 7 minutes left to play now. Scots down to the 39-yard line of the Dutchman.
Yeah, the Scots having complete control over the clock this game, really pushing it when they needed to keep Hope off their toes, but really in no rush so they can take as much time as they really need to set up.
Matlick with a couple backs in the backfield now. Hands it up the middle. And breaking a few tackles is Talley. He's going to pick up 7 yards. And not quite enough to pick up a first down, but a manageable third down here for the Scots. Kyle Reason in on the tackle for the Dutchman. Now approaching the 6-minute mark. Really, the Scots doing their best to take off as much of this fourth quarter as possible right now. Matlick now in the pistol, running back behind. Right at the middle, Talley had a huge hole to run through and up to the second level before he's finally reached. That's plenty enough for a first down. Andy Lucas in on the tackle for the Dutchman.
Yeah, the Scots in no rush, really stalling on offense. giving the defense a bit of a more break, probably some of the biggest breaks that they've seen all game.
Yeah, slowing things down, not the usual pace we're used to. There's certainly no reason to hurry that much. Shot clock down in the, or shot clock, the play clock down in the single digits here. Monmouth wants to continue to run off the clock. Hand off here, plenty of room again for Talley up the middle. He picks up about 9 yards. Looks like he's just shy of the sticks. It'll be second down and very short. Andy Lucas with another tackle. Second and very short coming up here.
Monmouth using some of those subs to give some of his linemen a break and give some new ones some experience out there.
Josh Talley still in that tailback on the right side of Matlick in the gun. He will hand it off up the middle. Talley has been finding space to run this drive, just reading his blockers well. He reaches forward to pick up a first down, and it'll be first down and goal for Monmouth. Just over 4.5 minutes left to play as they continue to wind the clock. Scott's getting some subs, and Matlick, one of those players coming off the field. Hayden Nelson back onto the field. Nelson today 4 of 7 for 61 yards in the air. Matlick with a great day. If that was his final play, 17 of 21 for 168 yards and a touchdown through the air. And off again. Talley this time stuffed up front at the line. And Andy Lucas in there on the tackle, as well as Kyle Reason. Couple of DBs coming up and making a play there in the backfield. Second and goal now for the Scots.
They're certainly eating up some of that clock. Been one of the longest drives of the game, if not the longest drive of the game.
Nelson takes the snap, and they're going to get off wide. A sweep going to go to Talley. Talley going to try and cut his way forward. And he's taken down about the 4-yard line. It'll be third and goal now for Monmouth. Clock still ticking down towards the 3-minute mark. Kirk Gibson in on the tackle for the Dutchman. One of the senior captains of this team and of this defense. So third and goal here. Just over 4 yards to go for the Scots. Hayden Nelson looks to the sideline to come up with a signal, see what Monmouth wants to do to try and punch in one more touchdown here to make this game look a little bit more lopsided if they can finish off with a score. Snap, and here's the handoff. Talley's going to waltz into the end zone, and seems like on third down, Scots have just been unstoppable today on the ground, able to get the yards they need, 43-3. Now the score. Hope trails by 40 points, and PAT upcoming here for the freshman Joey Beal. Back at it again. He's seen plenty of time out onto the field. 2 field goal attempts and plenty of extra point tries. Had the last one blocked after he made it in the penalty, backed things up. And kick is up and splits the uprights. 44-3 the score with 2:47 left. This one's just about wrapped up. Wonder what we'll see out on the field as far as repetitions for other players for Hope. And at this point, you've got to just use this as a learning experience if you're Hope. There's nothing else you can do. You're playing against a very good Monmouth football team that was ready to go on the road, a team that won 8 out of 10 games last year and has only improved. So if you're Hope, you've just got to say, you know what, we played a good team. First time out, got to make improvements throughout the season.
Yeah, and props to Monmouth for coming out on first game of the season with such explosion and aggression and really not being fazed by all the newness that Hope's team had to offer and really just showing what their program stood for and really coming out here with a good win.
And ready for the kickoff here. Joey Beal back at it again. He'll boot this one deep to the right side like he has done every time so far. Chris Lee takes this one. He's going to try and bounce outside to the right here. Now cut back and nothing doing. Once again, won't even get to the 20-yard line. And it's amazing how Monmouth's just been able to pin the Dutchmen deep. They haven't been able to set anything up on the kick return this game. So 2:39 left. One more chance for the Hope offense to try and get some reps in. And the freshman Schrader back out to lead things again. Other scores around college football. Georgia Tech able to beat Boston College. Western Michigan with the upset over Northwestern 22-21 today. Rowing the boat down there in Kalamazoo, taking down a Big Ten opponent. Back to the action here. Schrader dropping back. Looking to go to the middle and just couldn't quite find his target. And a tough pass over the middle. A couple defenders in the way. Couldn't quite connect.
Schrader really showing some promising talent, though, in his time out here in this game with his passing game and his running game. He has a bright future ahead of him.
First incompletion on the day for Schrader. Bruce Schrader, as I mentioned, the freshman out of Appleton. Older brother, Ben Schrader, one of the managers on the football team. And he's actually the third Schrader to come through here to play football at Hope College. So turning into a family legacy, this will be the first quarterback in the Schrader family at Hope. Hands it off this time, and not much doing there. It's going to be third and long. Klusik couldn't pick up too much on the ground. A couple of yards at best. Third down at about 7 coming up here for the Dutchman. Yeah, right here with about 2 minutes to go, you just love to see some of these young guys move the ball once for the Hope offense. Just try and have something to build on, something to work with.
Yeah, something to take away from this game.
Schrader trying to step up in the pocket. Pressure too much. He's going to be knocked down. And fourth down again. Here comes the punt team. Another 3 and out for the Dutchmen that were only able to muster 5 first downs today. 32 first downs for Monmouth. And looks like Monmouth will probably return the punt and then just decide to take a knee to finish things up here. At the end of the day, just 9 yards short of 600 yards of total offense for the Scots. Hope with 156 total yards.
Not the way that Sturzman wanted to come out in his first game, but I think he's going to take a lot of notes from this game and use them in practice this week to really revamp his offense and his defense to do well in the following game.
Ford with the boot here and the still play that didn't really happen. And penalty is going to go against Ford here. It's very interesting. You don't see that too often. It's going to back him up another 5 yards. So Ford drawing the defense offside. Sometimes you see the quarterback called for that. Don't see that from the punter too often. A little too much movement back there. Low snap. Fields it on a hop in his end zone. And a beautiful floating kick. Fair catch going to be called here by Raines. And Ford again with a very nice punt. And that's going to send Monmouth all the way back to the 43-yard line to start. With 1 minute left, got to imagine they'll just take a knee to the turf and let this one end right about now. This Hope team gathering towards the middle of the field, ready to head out for handshakes. Can't really credit Monmouth enough for the performance they've had. They've dominated in all facets of the game. Hope with the 1 field goal off a turnover. Other than that, the offense just wasn't really able to move the ball very much today. And favorite formation of any coach right here, the victory formation. Detko, we've seen it at wide receiver and at quarterback right now to handle the snap and take a knee. Need to see 2 more snaps and kneels here for Monmouth, and that will just about do it. It's a pretty tough start for Coach Sturzma in his tenure here as the Hope College head football coach. Going to go down 44-3 to the Scots. Certainly just need to take this game and try your best to build on it. Taking a look at the defensive side for Hope, Kimani Dooley led the way with 13 tackles. Aaron O'Mara with 11. Kirk Gibson with 9. And a couple fumbles forced. And other than that, not much doing as the defense giving up 44 points. Offense only able to come up with 3. And that'll do it here from Ray and Sue Smith Stadium. Your final score, Monmouth College Scots 44, your Hope College Flying Dutchman 3, taking a loss in the first game of the season. The Dutchmen will head to Defiance, Ohio next week for a 1:30 kickoff, and also have a game at Concordia, Chicago the following week, and then a bye after that. So we won't be back home here until October 1st for the conference opener against Olivet here for a 6 p.m. night game. That's the next time we'll be back here. And until then, enjoy the broadcast for the away game, make the trip down, see if Hope College can come up with its first win of the football season. Thanks for tuning in and listening, and enjoy the rest of this Saturday and Hope Community Day and some more college football going on throughout the land. With Carly Vance Wool, I'm Blaine Weirs-Bickey. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you on October 1st.